noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más allá. Resuena por la pared, creando una canción. No quiero perder el ritmo. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más seremos miles, crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes, seremos miles, más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá,
Stand up, come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, leave your body till you black out. So get the fuck up. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. We the party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not a pauper. Let me be myself. I'm not a pauper. Let me be myself. From this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not a pauper. Let me be myself. I'm not a pauper. Let me be myself. Down the moving. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Once you shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. Give me what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Just give me what I want, baby. Just give me what I want. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. Give me what I'm looking for.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad y más me convierta en rayos y más allá.
your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we the party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us.
We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we the party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not You could keep us out, shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing.
Could I have a quick coffee, baby? Going live.
Oh yeah, lovely. One sugar in mine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for our Triple Crown event, Part 2. You missed Part 1 last Wednesday night. Well, Mazda took the win around Canada, around Montreal, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Part 1. So he needs Part 2 tonight to go into the 24-hour race next week. I'm Matthew Duffin, your host, and I'm joined, as always, in the commentary box on a Thursday night by my partner in crime, as sticky as he can be, Kelly Davis. Evening, Kelly.
Good evening, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spot on. Sweet and sticky back in the commentary box for once again. So yeah, looking forward to this.
It's going to be an absolute cracking race. Now, strategy, if you missed it back in December, strategy on the Indy 500 that we did was absolutely key in making sure you nailed the strategy to get everything right going into this one. So tonight's race is going to be crucial that your pit stops are right. Now, conditions are just going to be clear, dry conditions. Time progression is on. Tyre wear is on accelerated because there is only one slick tyre, so to get the tyre wear going a bit, we put it on accelerated to hopefully speed up and maybe see a few tyre changes in the pits. Fuel wear as well is on, and damage is on. A few drivers requested damage on, so hopefully we'll get a nice clean race. We are expecting one more driver in. If he's not able to get in, that's unfortunate, but we have got a 15 car grid, Kelly.
Yes, good.
Do you know much about your NASCAR?
Not a great deal. I've seen Days of Thunder, and that's about
Yes.
it. I know it's probably the most. It is the most popular American form of motorsport, isn't it? NASCAR. They absolutely love it, and this will be the first time I've commentated on an over as well. But yeah, I kind of get the concept. It's a lot about drafting and strategy, as you just said. Strategy is going to be absolute key, and slipstream is a lot of what it's about, isn't it? You know, we'll find that maybe the man running out front for most of the race isn't the one that will win it. Do you know what I mean? Because
exactly.
Yeah, you know. So I I don't follow oval very often, but I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, should be good.
It should be a good event. 200 laps, the Daytona 500, 500 miles around this beautiful oval circuit. You'll remember Daytona, it's featured heavily in our season 1 and season 2. It's again on the calendar for season 3. It's like Simplay's Monaco, if you will, and obviously we did the 24-hour event at Daytona Road Course at the end of last season. Speaking of 24-hour races, join us live the 30th of April, next Friday,
yes,
9 p.m. for the Nordschleife Combined 24-hour, as sponsored by Cancer Research Charity, trying to raise as much money for the awareness of cancer. Any donations would be grateful. A link will be in the description, as well as a page will be set up hopefully within the next coming week when myself and Cancer Research are able to sort one out. Obviously in honour of the late great Sabine Schmitz, Kelly.
Yes, absolutely, and yes, we got our heads together about this one, and thought it'd be a great idea. That it was on the cards for Simplay to do another 24-hour anyway, and with the passenger Sabine Schmidt, we got our heads together and thought, well, why not do it for charity, and let's make it incredibly difficult for all the drivers, including myself, to do the Nordschleife, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a marathon, but you know, it's something for a good cause, and that makes it worth doing, doesn't it? You know,
it's going to be. You know, the last 24-hour event was a cracking event. Obviously, you guys, very, very special part of tuning in and liking the stream and commentating through the night and through the day, as drivers like Mazda himself, who we're on board with now, decided to do the whole 24-hour around Daytona. A bit of a nutcase. He wants to do the same for Nordschleife. A lot harder track, so we'll have to see what Mazda can do. Obviously, don't forget going for the Triple Crown as well this season. So Mazda, who currently sits P6, this should be interesting. For those who are watching, the 13 of you that are watching, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Don't forget to tune in on Friday night. It will be about 8-9 p.m. Details will be announced Monday. I've got to sort some final details out with Unorthodox over a few things, and then we can get a proper start time and released this weekend on Monday at the latest. And yeah, like Kelly just said a minute ago, he'll be sharing the drive with Unorthodox himself.
Yeah, we will be. Me and Dan will be sharing the drive for the 24-hour, plus doing some commentating as well. And we might try some sleep in between some of that as well. But so me and Dan decided to share the seat. I think there's a few other guys who are talking about it as well, about actually properly sharing. So we'll see who does and who doesn't when we come to the event. But as I said, thoroughly looking forward to it, and get as many people involved. You guys out there watching, as many as you people involved to come and see how we're getting on throughout the 24 hours would be absolutely great. So we'd love your support.
We will indeed. Now, obviously, if you remember the last 24-hour, great night. Not only was we commentating, but it was in the sort of, everybody was in sort of one party. A few of the drivers, I know a few was in their own bit, the likes of Andy and Unorthodox and Master was all in a party. Famous moment of the last 24-hour race where Unorthodox snoring on their headset for about an hour. So join us for it. It's going to be an absolutely fun night. Get your comments in the chat throughout the whole event, because it's going to be something that we're going to need to be kept awake. I'm going to try and stay awake with the lads and bring you the best coverage as we can. We have just under 4 minutes left of qualifying here then. We still only have the 15 drivers, so it doesn't look like we're going to get Phil in for this one tonight. And at the moment, it is peaceful on pole. And if for any touring car fans out there that would have seen media day today and the top 29 separated by like 1.2 seconds, we've nearly got a field that's that close.
Yes, indeed. Completely different beast, of course, but yeah, we're kind of expecting a close field on this one, aren't we? It's again, as we said, it's a game of strategy more than anything. I mean, it's exactly the same powered cars doing exactly the same thing, going round and turning left all the time. So we expect lap times to be very, very similar. As I said, the race is a different thing. It's a strategy. It's going to be about fuel, about tyres, and of course about picking your moments to use the slipstream. Really,
picking your moments and keeping it out of the wall as well.
Keeping it out of the wall, absolutely. With damage on, of course, you can have some horrendous accidents. And again, everyone's going to try and want to stay on the lead lap as well. But we'll see how it pans out as we go. But qualifying, really, I mean, we've got to determine an order, but I don't think it's really going to be any critical part of this evening at all.
No, I don't think it is. We was going to try and do it NASCAR style, where we go out one by one and do a lap, and then the next person comes in and does their lap, and it would have just taken too long for the 200 laps to get underway as well. So we've got this here. It's going to be a fascinating one. It's currently on pole, our man of season 2, who every time we say his name had problems, and he did it. We said his name in the GT Sport World Cup and he had problems, so he is hereby for tonight known as from here for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. So if you say we're going to come up with better something than it's so difficult.
We'll have to think of something for next week.
The driver formerly known as Peaceful, but no, we had to come up with yes. Yeah, not to confuse people too much. Look at the closing speed there. God dear.
Look at that. Welsh down in last now. He's managed to improve to within 1.7 of the pack, and a 45.999 for Peaceful. I said to you off air, Kelly, you sort of asked what times are we looking at in qualifying, and I said without the draft you're looking about a 47, low 47 dead, around where Sutty, Rabbit, Joe are now. In the draft, you're looking at low 46. I never thought we'd see a 45.9, but Peaceful must have had the draft off of about 3 cars as Monkey Boy goes into the pits. He can quickly get out and maybe get a hot lap in.
Possibly, yeah.
But he's got to get out now to do that one. All default setups as well today, so the drivers are running the same thing.
level playing field, basically, isn't it? It's going to be about driver skill and driver brains this evening. It's not just going to be it's going to be race brain as well as race craft. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to have to think this one through, and pick your moments for, as we said, strategy and pit stops and whatever. So these guys have got to be got to think on their feet a little bit, or may have to think on their feet a little bit.
This is what Peaceful is doing here. Sorry, Kelly, to cut you off. Peaceful's just dropped off the banking to come into the pits. Now the thing is he was saying to me earlier in practice, if you're not hitting the brakes the minute you come off the banking into the pit lane, you're going to probably be done for speeding in the pit. So we'll have to keep our eyes out on that one tonight, as we have lost a driver from qualifying. I can't quite see who we've lost. We are down to only 14 drivers. We've lost Lucas Roth. We've lost Keats.
Yeah.
What a shame. I don't think, unless he's got back in time, I don't think he'll be able to make this race then. But Peaceful's on pole at the moment.
He is at the moment, and unless anyone goes quicker. But as we said, that's quite a time to beat, that is. And I don't think Dan's going to beat it. He's not in a slipstream at all, and I think you need Dan to get up there. Yeah. So let's have a look, see if there is anybody. Who else is... what am I trying to do? Here we go, that one. And who else is out there? Leon Fernie's done. Daniel Francis is still rolling around, but I think he's just cruising, isn't he?
Coming back into the pits,
Who we got left? Sooty is sat in the crowd by the looks of that cameraman. And look at the size of the crowd. The crowd's huge.
No COVID restrictions today.
No, absolutely not. As these guys, Sooty goes round, whoever that is, still running, and there you go. The session's over.
Session is over. Let's see if Lucas Roth did manage to get back in then. So gets pole position, or Peaceful Explosion, as you may know him, gets pole position, followed by Big Boy Brazier. And Orthodox will start third. That Bozzy Boy who had wheel calibration earlier that me and Peaceful Explosion had to help him out with, now in fact realises he can turn left rather easily. Monkey Boy sits in P5 with Rabbit Joe 6th. Your two-time champion Gary 131's down in 7th. Leon Fernie making his Simplay debut down in P8 with Fury 9th. Daniel Francis 10th. The Triple Crown winner from Formula 1 at the moment, down in 11th place. Sooty's in 12th with DJ Fogarty in 13th. Welshie 14th. Let's see if Lucas Roth is in.
Is this a standing start on this one?
No, it will be a rolling start. Now, I'm not sure whose car that is. That's Big Boy Brazier.
Yeah, dancing all over the place.
Yeah, he's lagging bad. We haven't got Lucas Roth. Jamie Brazier is lagging massively here. Now that is...
let's not stay on there.
No, we won't stay on Jamie. We'll see his car dancing around as the drivers are going to right to ready up, and it will be a rolling start. Just evening to Daniel Francis. Boogity, 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 he says in the chat. Floyd Duffin, my eldest. Hey all. Evening, says Kelly Davis. And Fury's grand. Evening all. Go Fury, says Kelly. Fury been on some great pace in recent races here.
Yeah, he's been driving really nicely just recently as Fury. For sure.
He seems to be getting better at the moment. Seems to be on a good roll.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, he does. Quite rightly. And did I hear some beeping? No, maybe not. I thought I heard the start beeps, but maybe it's just my old age. As I'm older now, this time on. Yeah. Simplay.
The big 5-0. Did you have a good night?
You didn't have to say it, did you?
Did you have a good night?
Yeah. It was nice. It was good as can be expected in these current climate. I was supposed to be in New Zealand, but yeah, there you go.
Now here we go. We're away. Peaceful's got such a gap over the rest of the field here already, and he's gone. So manual cool down start. I don't know what's happening with Jamie. He's pulled to the side. His lag too bad that he's giving up on this one. What a shame. Yeah, Jamie's retired from the race. We have lost Jamie early doors. What a shame for that one. But here is Peaceful Explosion then, who really got a good start and really got out the blocks well on the roll to the line then. And 200 laps then of turning left. It's going to be the guys on the wheels are going to feel the arm aching.
Yeah, absolutely. And I haven't had an opportunity to drive this one in this car, and I don't know how bumpy the circuit is. The circuit, I would have said, is reasonably smooth, being that it's a high-speed oval and whatever. So the guys are gonna work for it tonight for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one then, as you see the field now starting to gain on the back of Peaceful as their two cars. That is Sutty and I think Leon Fernie, who are off at the back part of the over. You see DJ Phil Walshy and Daniel Francis already starting to fall back as they've got no slipstream, and Unorthodox here is able to get up the inside of Peaceful Explosion as they're going up the slipstream. Here, that Bossy Boy and Monkey Boy side by side, and this is NASCAR racing. This is early doors. You're going to see the cars in a group like this, and then it's not towards the end. After all, the strategy is Gary's having a little look up the inside of Monkey Boy, and this is where the strategy comes in. And a few of them really hitting the wall hard on the high side, and that's allowed Unorthodox, Monkey Boy, and Mazda to really get through and sort of make a bit of a breakaway.
Yes, absolutely, and quite right, as you said, these guys are trying to stay in the slipstream.
Huge incident in the background. Someone was round.
Who was that? Do we know?
Down the straight, not quite sure. Black car. I think Sutty and Leon Fernie have maybe had a coming together again. They're both off there. Sutty's facing towards the wall, so not where he'd want to be. Leon Fernie trying to get it turned around. Is Sutty going to make an early pit stop then for the damage? Maybe. He looks like he's going to come into the pits already. But back to the front.
Yeah, back to the front indeed. And you don't really want to be the car out in front because you're the one punching a hole in the air for the other guys to sit in. So there's a fuel strategy on this as well, isn't there, Matt? If you're sitting behind, so who's that's Mazda out in front with Monkey Boy. So that's Dan in the yellow car, isn't it?
In the orange.
In the orange car out in front. And so he's the one punching the hole in the air, so he's using more fuel than Mazda behind him. So there is a strategy going really high, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hit the wall there. I think he's lost a lot of speed there, so it's now... sorry, back to what you were saying.
The fuel consumption will be more for, at this point, more for Unorthodox than it will for Mazda. So that's also something to keep in mind. You don't actually want to be leading this race until really the last lap.
Yeah, it pretty much you're going to chop and change position, and you're going to sort of work with that car. These two could work together now to generate a good gap to the cars behind here. You don't really defend in NASCAR in oval racing, do you? There's no real defence here. As you see, Mazda's now looking side by side in a kind of cold trickle type coloured car from Days of Thunder. Roberts now on the high side of Unorthodox here, and he's got to do well to keep it out that wall as Mazda is there. Behind is Gary Peaceful and Monkey Boy in like a 3-car pack. To start with, the opening 2 laps was like the Grand National. They're all off together, they're all in a little hurdle, and one by one they fell at the fences, and we're all a bit spread out.
Yes, indeed. By Sutty we know has been in the pits, but we're back 45 seconds back to so nearly coming up to lap in a minute. That we'll with only and we have they've lapped.
Leon Fernie and Sutty.
Leon Fernie and Sutty have been lapped already, so they're already off the lead lap.
And that's hard now for them to get back onto that lead lap with no pace car to allow them to get back onto that lead lap. These guys have got to work even harder to get back onto that lead lap. It's more now for the enjoyment of the evening than going to win the race. Yes, indeed.
You're quite right. You really wanted to stay on that lead lap if you wanted to win that race, this evening. As we see, Mazda moves into first position. But as you said, if these guys work together, they can be smart about this and they can break away and break away from the rest of the guys, and then fight it out amongst themselves when they get closer to the sharp end.
Indeed they can, as Unorthodox pulls out a Mazda and he's going to take the higher line just on this little it's not really a bit of it's just a kink in the road, is that one. It's not really one of the corners, as we see Welsh at Leon Fernie leaving the pits. Now another lap down on the 2 leaders, so Sutty's only 1, Leon Fernie's 2 laps down already. Not where you want to be, but at the moment it's Mazda leading this race from Unorthodox. Then look behind, Peaceful and Monkey Boy, the teammates at Forever Forward Racing, confirmed for next season in the Pro Group, running in the Mercedes AMG car in Season 3. So Monkey Boy, the Pro-Am Season 2 winner, trying to follow his teammate through for next season. No teammates tonight, so it's all about beating the car you're with. And Daniel Francis here looks like he's making a trip into the pit lane.
Stop.
Probably the most knowledgeable one about NASCAR on this grid tonight. Sorry, Matt, was reading my daughter a bedtime story and put myself to sleep. No worries, Phil. We hope you can make the next one, buddy. Parental responsibilities are understandable. Understand. Oh, now what's happened to Mazda here? He's dropped to P4, as we're seeing Fury and that Bossy Boy overtake each other. Mazda's dropped to P4. Doesn't look like there's much damage on the car. Did he just touch the underside of the oval and just lose it a little bit?
Yeah, possibly. It doesn't take long to fall back. What is he? 3 seconds off the lead now. Yeah, it doesn't take long to fall back off that, does it at all? So Dan's out on his own now with a 1.5 lead. So he's punching that air all by himself. So you'll see these guys. I don't know when the slipstream is effective, Matt. Is it
very
within a second or a couple of seconds?
Within just over a second, I think it is. And let me tell you,
so
the closer
start
you
reeling him in.
Yeah, the closer you get, the closer you'll start. And even the car who's in front will feel the benefits as there's a lapped car, and Peaceful nearly catches the back of a lapped car there, and he's into the wall. And Peaceful has done very well not to plough through the lapped car coming out of the pits, and this is now going to allow Mazda, with that slipstream from the lapped car and Peaceful Explosion, to get back up onto the back of P4 and in fact into P3. Now Peaceful will have to work with Mazda here to get back onto the back of Monkey Boy, who's going to need that help to get on the back of Dan early doors. Jamie Brazier in the chat, sorry everyone, I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, just thought it would be safer for me to pull over and retire. That's fair enough. You don't want to see any lagging issues that cause drivers problems out on the circuit.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that you've done the right thing there. So yeah, Dan's still holding that gap, 2.5 ahead. He's had a couple of bits of lap traffic to help him get through. A cameraman, there we go. The cameraman seems to struggle to pick up as soon as you change over. But
that's car 44. Who's that lapping? That's Rabbit Joe's just had a lap put on him.
Certainly is, yeah. So Daniel's lapped everybody up to Rabbit Joe in 9th at the moment, or sticking with Rabbit Joe there.
Yeah, they've lapped Sutty as well. Sutty's not on the lead lap. It's only the top 7 on the lead lap. That Buzzy boy's still in the pits. He must have some hefty damage.
Yeah. He's rebuilding it, rebuilding the car. And
who's that
pointing in the wrong direction.
At pit entrance as well. I think that looked Fury. Well, Fury's just come in the pits.
Yeah.
So has he had a spin coming onto pit entrance? And as he dives into the pit lane at the moment, we're reckoning about 49 laps of fuel. That's Mazda in the wall again.
Yeah, so, what's he doing?
Yeah, he's struggling at the moment. Is Mazda. That is the lapped car of Rabbit Joe going on to the runoff. Is that to let this? Now this is the hard part, because you see Daniel Francis in between Mazda and Peaceful here. While he's in that slipstream, he's able to take quicker lines than the car in front, who's punching that hole in the air for him. So he's kind of staying on the pace of the leaders, and that's the hard part at the moment. Is in this sort of competition, it's hard to be a back marker, isn't it? You've got nowhere to move over without being in the wall on the banking. You've got nowhere to slow down without being a danger of cars overtaking others, because you're going at such slow speeds. Yeah, you've kind of just got to stay with the leaders, haven't you, really?
Absolutely. And whoever said that NASCAR was boring?
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's going to be interesting. The strategies are going to play great effect, with Fury pitting and going a couple of laps down as well. DJ Phil up into P6 on the lead lap.
Yes, he is, and going well. DJ Phil, I think, had a bit of a cracking a Clio meeting on Tuesday night. I didn't actually see his race. He was tier 2 over at Motive Racing, and I think he had a bit of he's had a bit of a good week so far. So as you say, on the lead lap, doing what he needs to do, 6th place. Going on all right. He's 39 seconds off the lead, but he is still on the lead lap, and that's important.
That is the important thing, as well as that. He's well in front of Sutty Apex. And here we are then. Peaceful's now back on Monkey Boy, with the back marker of Daniel Francis still on the back of him. They're now gaining on to Dan. And this is where now Mazda's not going to feel this benefit. He needs really to get on the back of this trail with Gary to feel that benefit. And as we were saying earlier, look how close Daniel Francis is to the back of Peaceful and Monkey Boy. He is right up there. But what this is doing for him is it's gaining his time on Sutty Apex at the moment for Daniel Francis. As we jump on board with Mazda, then you see, that's Daniel in the wall just in front. But now the front three are all on each other here. And with Daniel in the wall, that'll lose a lot of speed. You don't half lose some speed there then. So there is the front three. That is Peaceful. Monkey Boy up high, comes back down into the middle of these two now then. Sutty Apex just in front, about to be lapped yet again. But these three now are really going to work together to try and pull that gap from Mazda and Gary even further.
Yes, indeed. And you can see the power of the slipstream there as they start to go past Dan, who was punching the hole in the air. And Peaceful just there watching brief really as they go. Is this Sooty they're coming up to? It is, isn't it? Yeah,
that's car
they go
number
around
3.
Sooty.
That's DJ Phil.
DJ Phil. So DJ Phil now not on the lead lap, but overtaken on pace more than damage or pit stop. That some of the other guys, and as I say, not in the lead lap, but he is still 6th place. So that shows you how this race is moving on quite quickly in 15 laps. You know, the front 4, I would say. I mean, Gary's in a bit of no man's land, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems to be at the moment.
Seconds off. Yeah, he could drag himself back up. Top 5, basically, at this point in time, are the contenders for this one, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much so. Gary being 1.7 off the back of Mazda is just on that cusp of a bit of slipstream down the straight. Bethany Ann Duffin, good evening, Kelly, in the chat. So not saying anything about Gary tonight. Good evening, Kelly. Oh, we've got a fan.
See, life moves on.
Yeah.
Gary, old news, Gary. Old news.
Mr. Two-time no more. Yeah.
Did he? Thank you. That's it. There you go. She's waiting for a KLF championship, which will happen. Pro-Am champion sounds nice, doesn't it?
It does sound nice. For Team Prolapse as well.
Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah.
The rainbow.
Completely unrealistic, but nice nevertheless.
Hey, the Rainbows could be the champions in Pro, and we'll have to keep our eyes on this. This is a cracking little battle here, because we're seeing Monkey Boy and Peaceful sort of just get alongside Dan, but then there's a bit of traffic, so they've had to tuck back in behind, or they've had to overtake each other, and I think this is going to be the battle of the night, really. You've got to make sure that when you get past, you stay past. Dan doing a cracking job at the moment, by the way. He was very close to the wall, but he's led so long here. I think only Mazda's been past him, hasn't he?
I believe Fernando Alonso led for a long time at the Indy 500. Still lost.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, he had a lawnmower engine in that let go on him.
He did, and it broke. What a surprise. The power of dreams.
Do you remember the old advert for Honda that sort of went through the ages of the car, and then you got the robot at the end, and it was that.
I remember that.
Oh, the beautiful song on it. I remember sitting there watching it, and my dad used to laugh at it. I'm like, Hondas. And it was like, okay.
I totally. The power of dreams, absolutely. Yeah, it is a dream if you think it's going to be any good.
Quickest. Well, we'll see this season in the touring cars.
We'll see. Here we go. You know, I'm going to be torn about touring cars now, because I've signed up to the Simplay Fantasy touring car. Yeah, and Gordon Shedden is I've only picked 3 drivers. You've got anybody who hasn't done this thing before. This is the first time for me on any kind of fantasy, fantasy games, and you have a certain amount of credits, and you pick your drivers. Well, you can kind of get up to 5 or 6 drivers, can't you? But I just blew all my credits on Gordon Shedden, Colin Turkington, and Tom Ingram, and that's all I can afford. So I've just got 3.
Hey, it's a good shout though, because this is the first time I've done the F1 one in the past. I didn't even know there was a touring car one till I think Jamie Brazier told me about it, and we was like, yes, we're on it. I've got 5 out of 6 drivers, and I've got, now look at this, look at them guys towing. Has really left Mazda just sort of sat there now in no man's land. Mazda really ought to, you'd think if he backed off into Gary a bit and let them two use each other, because he's just losing so much time. But yes, I've got Gordon Shedden, I've got Rory Butcher, I've got Jack Goff, Jade Edwards, and I think Tom Oliphant from the BMW team. So I feel like I've got a pretty well-rounded team.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly plenty of variety for sure. So I did sign up for the Formula One as well, and again, I kind of did a lot of my credits on Max Verstappen, and who else have I got? I can't remember now. Tom Ed Bottas, I think. And
I've got Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly.
Yeah, I've got
Ocon,
Norris. Yeah,
and Verstappen.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. I've got Norris and Ricciardo. I've got Verstappen, and I've got Red Bull as my team. So
I've got
because Red Bull is my team anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
Honda.
Yeah, funnily enough. For Honda in the back of that, which won't be after next season, but it will be.
It won't officially be Honda, but it will be Honda powered.
But it will be a Honda. Yeah.
Now, I think Mazda might be listening to the stream because Gary's now within 1.1 seconds of him. So is this the chance of Mazda and Gary now to maybe...
Possibly.
The headset. I've unplugged the headset. Yeah, unplugged the headset. Apologies. Is this now Gary saying to Gary, Mazda saying to Gary, "Oi, come on, we've got them to catch in front. They're 8 seconds up the road now. We've got to get a wiggle on."
Yes, indeed. So how would you go about this now then? Gary's now in the slip. Let Gary come up and pass Mazda, and then Mazda then gets in Gary's slip, and so on and so forth to gain time. That's how it works, isn't it?
It's just going to be a case of Gary will tuck up the inside now. Don't push him, Gary.
Now, Gary.
Up his inside.
Don't knock him off.
Yeah, don't. That's not going to help you out, Gary. Up the inside, Gary. All right, Mazda's going to tell him to go to the outside. What we've just said. What do we know about? What do we know about NASCAR? Look, it shows what we know because what we've just said Gary should have done, he didn't. He pushed him along. As we see, they're based at acoustics with Ford, number 18 Mazda's car. Now Gary will go to the inside. Now, Gary, go. No. Yes. These two are going to have a crash here at this rate.
They are going to. They're going to smash it up. They're racing for the win, not to gain. There we go. Right, Gary.
Mazda's going to be screaming at him. I'm for the Triple Crown. Get up me inside. Come on.
Get it inside. Come on. Right, so now Mazda can get in the slip.
Gary's just going to block him. Now, the best thing about this is Gary's an oval racer in real life. He does the Brisker F2, I do believe it's called, the dirt stuff.
Okay, yeah.
He does that.
Like the hot rod type cars with the big
with
wings
the big
on the roof,
slanted wing, Yeah.
I know the type of thing. Yeah,
he does them. So Gary's quite used to turning left, really.
Yeah, he should have the hang of it.
You'd think so, but it doesn't look that way at the moment, does it?
No. So,
although arguably, I don't think them things do 200 laps.
No, at whatever we're going reasonably quickly, 150 mile an hour plus.
Yeah. Just a bit of bump drafting, says Champ. It's what you're supposed to do. Who is Und? Und, where are you looking, Floyd? If you're looking at P1, it's UNO, not UND. That's unorthodox. Kelly's son, who leads the race by a tenth from these two behind, Monkey Boy and Peaceful, who, unlike Gary and Mazda, who are switching places or trying to switch places without tapping each other, these three are just sitting, keeping station, aren't they?
Yeah, and I mean, this is reflected in what these three are doing in the lap times. Look, they're all flat scat. They've all got their toe nailed to the floor. Yeah, so you've got Unorthodox, Peaceful, and Monkey Boy all in the low 46s, and then you've got Gary and Mazda in the middle 46s, and then, I mean, go back to Sooty. Where's Sooty? Is Sooty on his own? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's okay. They're just wobbling around a bit.
Yeah, he's kept it.
Sooty's obviously going quickly because he's in the 46s, but in clear air on his own, he's 46.9. So this is
now Sooty.
It's nearly a second.
Now you've jumped on board Peaceful. The car in front of Dan is Sooty Apex, so Sooty might be able to use the slipstream to get these guys, to get these guys and get back on the back of DJ Phil, who's only 6 seconds up the road from Sooty. Didn't do him very well in the IndyCars last season, says Jamie. No, every time Peaceful seemed to spin, Gary seemed to spin with him and hit each other. But we did run damage in the IndyCars because there'd have been a few wheels lost, like we saw with Fury at the Indy Road course. You remember that one this season? Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it? Fury losing his wheel.
Oh yes. Sorry, I was just reading. I wasn't quite listening to you. I was just reading the chats. Yes, that was that was a cracking good race. That was, and now, very unique.
Are we able to get the speedo up here, Kelly? Because it's going to be interesting to see the fuel loads on the speedo and see what Dan's fuel situation is compared to the light. So we can see Peaceful's got 13.2, so he'll be pitting relatively soon. Now let's jump on to Dan. 11.9. So he's lost what? That's 1.3 litres of fuel difference. That's potentially an extra lap of fuel, nearly, maybe. I'm not quite sure on what the fuel's working out at. But now he's got Sooty with him. He can save that bit more fuel with Sooty giving him the tow here. So this is going to be interesting to see what can happen.
Yes, indeed, and exactly what I was saying earlier, that you save fuel. Dan's been running up front most of the time, and that's impacting on his fuel. And you know, we're 27 laps in, so we're 12%, something like that, through the race. You know, so how's that going to impact on a 200 lap race? You know, so we'll know in the final pit stops, and who will have to make, some may have to make a splash and dash.
Oh, Sooty's in the wall.
If they haven't done Sooty, you need to tuck right in behind them, really.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah, needed to do a better job of that.
He did. DJ Phil's made his pit stops. That's his first stop of this race, I do believe. Now, Gary and Master seem to be getting their act together here. They're matching the leader's pace. Gary actually the quickest man last time round. So these two seeming now to use the pace well. And we're going at a decent rate of knots between these two as he's bump drafting him, as we're told by Champ. We obviously got it wrong. What do we know about the American sports, eh?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Very little.
Very little.
I'd say Days of Thunder. That's about my experience of NASCAR.
That and Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. That's about it.
If you like. But looking at their lap times again now, look, see Gary and Mazda are now in the low 46s, exactly where the leading pack is. So it is working for sure.
It is working. They're now matching the times, but they just need that little bit more to get onto the back of them. But here we're going to see the pit stop strategies coming around fairly soon. Now DJ Phil's had a horrible pit stop here because he's gone from 6th or 7th, should I say, all the way down to P13 and last. So a horrible
now
pit stop.
Out the pits.
Yeah, Leon Fernie's in the pit. 67 litres is a full tank of fuel here. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do now. Do they change tyres? Do they keep the fuel? Damage is obviously going to be a key for certain drivers who's maybe clipped the wall here or there. Dan driving brilliantly at the moment though, but we do reckon Dan will be in a lap earlier than Monkey Boy and Peaceful.
Yes, purely on his fuel load.
Yes, yeah, purely on the fuel load. You see Peaceful with 8.8. I presume Monkey Boy's got a similar amount of fuel to Peaceful. 8.6, and then Dan is about 1.3 less, we reckon. In fact he's even more now, 6.8, so he's near enough. 1.5 litres, 1.6 litres maybe worse off than what these guys are. So it's really showing that Dan is using that fuel load to punch that hole for Peaceful and Monkey Boy. Then as I'm just looking back, Gary's actually dropped off Master a bit. So has Master been in the wall somewhere? Has Gary been in the wall somewhere? That will be a shame indeed. There is the track map. The blue dots on the track map are the cars who are lapped. The white dots, the blue triangle is who are on board with. The white dots are who's on the lead lap. So you see Mazda and Gary, they're pretty much 2 corners behind this front pack, 11, 13 seconds off the back of them. If Mazda wants to win this Triple Crown, he's got to hope for a miracle in the pits.
Although they are still on the lead lap, and as I said, it's probably these 5 that are the race win contenders, aren't they? They're all still on the lead lap. Gary's dropped off Mazda a little bit now, so not working together like they were earlier. So they need to kind of do that really, because they need to get back up with these front 3, don't they? And
it tells in the lap time. Look, the minute they've stopped drafting each other, they're easily 7/10 off the pace of the front 3.
Yes. So this is the way to do it. As we go back on when Dan's got to be having a pit stop in a minute, hasn't he? Where is he? Let's see where his fuel is. 3.9. So very, very imminent is that pit stop from Daniel.
I reckon they're using about 1.5, 1.6 a lap, I reckon. Something around that mark. So Dan, 2 laps maybe before he's coming in for his first stop. We'll have to wait and see. But smart tactic from Monkey Boy and Peaceful Explosion to stay behind here. Yes.
Well, as I said, it's the first car's punching a hole in the air. You're the one using the fuel, and evident. Do you know what I mean? We can see that quite clearly. So I mean, Dan's going to come in. He's going to come in if all things are equal and he has a good stop. Then the other guy's going to come in a lap or so after him. They should all end up in a similar sort of place when it all shakes out. So, but we'll see.
Well, Dan's down to 2.8 as he crossed the line. He's already lost 0.6 of a litre, and he's only done turn 1 and 2 here. So let's keep an eye on Dan's fuel at the moment. I think he's got to come in. He's used now a litre of fuel, and he's only coming up to turn 3 and 4. So I think Dan is in the pits this lap, if I'm going to be honest with you. There's 1.2. Yeah, I think Dan's in the pits this lap, if I'm going to be honest with you. And he's already off the power and drops down low, so Dan is coming in for a stop. Now, the fuel of Peaceful and Monkey Boy.
Slow it down, Dan. Slow it down. Get it slowed.
Oof. it slid a bit, didn't it, under the braking?
Yeah.
Now, what if we can we just jump on Monkey Boy and Peaceful a second, see what their fuel load is? So 2.8 as it now updates. So these have got a lap extra than Dan. Now Mazda and Gary are doing an extra lap as well. So their fuel loads, Gary seems to catch back up to Mazda here. So, Gary.
Oh, he's close. Gary's got to go in this time.
Oh,
that's 0.8.
That may not make it. Oh, what's Mazda running
coast there?
He's got to surely use that slipstream of Mazda. Now, what's Mazda running here? Mazda slow. Is Mazda out of fuel?
No. Could he be out of fuel? Oh,
wow.
He's got one.
Wow.
1/10 of a litre.
He's out.
0.
He's out, so he's got to roll this home. Mazda has misjudged it, and could the Triple Crown be off this season for Mazda then? That has got to get to the pits, and I don't think he's going to get there.
He's where are we on his thing? Oh.
Now, is someone going to...
Can anybody help him out?
Yeah, is someone going to help him out? Now, this is the thing, but Mazda has misjudged it. Gary's also out. Gary, just in front, is also out of fuel. I can't believe it. Well, these two are going to lap them and come in. They must be laughing at the sight of them two sat there. Oh, careful, boys. Oh, dear.
Steady on.
Now, will anybody give these two a helping hand? We've only done 30. Mazda's left the session.
Oh, no, he's gone. He hasn't even waited around to see if anyone will help him.
Triple Crown over.
He's probably in the chat in a party going, somebody help me.
Yeah, where are you all? I need your help. Mazda, what has he done here? Someone pushing Mazda's out. Wow.
I'm really surprised at this, Matt. These guys should know better than this, shouldn't they?
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Now, look at that for a pit stop. Dan is a lap down on these guys as they're refueling the car and getting their stuff sorted. Dan was a lap down. That's how long the pit stops are. Where is Dan? So doing that extra lap, he looks like he's lost a lot of time because them two are on the way out the pits now.
Yeah, and where's Dan coming round the corner? We'll see where he is because he'll be up to speed, of course.
Yeah.
Come on, cameraman, pick up.
Well, there's them going now. You just see Peaceful coming out now. So
yeah.
Dan, yeah. I mean, Monkey Boy's got 2.5 seconds over Peaceful Explosion, so that's a good shot for Monkey Boy. Dan. Yeah, you know something? Peaceful's still getting up to speed. Monkey Boy will still be getting up to speed, but Monkey Boy's got a bit of a toe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, interesting one. Surely that's got to be a caution for the car sitting there. Fury into the pits. Yeah, Dan's now back in front of Peaceful. Peaceful getting up to speed, but Peaceful straight into the slipstream. You notice there. But yes. Monkey Boy's got a big jump, 3.3 seconds.
Yeah, but he sits out there on his own, doesn't he? So, what's Monkey Boy? Yeah, he got nothing in front of him. Look. So, how long is it going to take Dan? Dan's in the slip with whoever that is. I don't know who that is in front, but
I think that's Leon Fernie. Car 21. Was that 21? Yeah, no. Yeah, that is Leon Fernie. Yeah. Now, interesting. Gary is still sat waiting maybe for someone to just push him in the pits. Well, she's coming to the pits. Oh.
Let's get off that.
Yeah. Gary's in the pits. Now, has he been rolled in by somebody?
Welshie's in the pits as well, so I wonder if Welshie and Fury's in the pits. So I wonder if one of those... there's Gary in the pits, but are they doing anything?
I don't really see them doing anything. Is Gary out of this race? We'll have to wait and see. Fury's away, though. Well, I mean, Triple Crown is over for Mazda. He's got to wait till the end of Season 3 now before he can go at it again. Obviously, still got to win the Nordschleife race, which is still going to be a tough deal for him. But I don't see Gary's crew coming out. Oh, Peaceful's just clipping the wall. That's going to lose him. Oh, get off the power there. Getting off the wall. He's losing a lot of time. Look how much time he's lost there. Wow. Now, what this has done, Kelly, is put the top 3 on the lead lap. Sutty. Oh, Gary's disconnected. We've lost Gary as well. Wow.
Dear.
So the two of them running out of fuel. What a silly decision that was from them two.
Yeah, I say I don't understand that. These guys have been round sim racing for a little while now. Do you know what I mean? it's kind of rookie stuff, isn't it? Running out of fuel in the first stint.
First stint, yeah, you'd have thought so.
Yeah.
Trying to extend a stint that wasn't really going to happen. I mean, Gary got a bit further than Mazda, but that was about it. Monkey Boy has a 2.5 second lead here. Dan has got Leon Fernie to slipstream. Sutty's now up into P4, so he's really running well. Peaceful, though, full tank of fuel. That's Welshie, who he can try and use the toe of. There is Sutty, who he's going to be in the pits shortly. 12.9 in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, he's 41 seconds off the lead. So, again, we've lost Gary and Mazda, which were real contenders for this race. And not anymore, obviously, but it's the top three. Peaceful, Unorthodox and Monkey Boy. If things go as they do and none of them has a massive crash, these have got to be the three contenders for this, because Sutty would have a lot of work with 40 seconds to make back up again.
Beth, yes, you are right. No one can win the Triple Crown this season as Mazda won the first race, so there will not be a Triple Crown champion this one.
No, well, that's okay. And I'm sure that Graham Hill is looking down on us thinking, great, I'm still the only Triple Crown champion ever to exist.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso obviously can't do it. Mazda can't do it. So, I mean,
this year, for both of them. Yeah, this year for both of them. They can do it again.
Yeah, they've got to go again. Obviously, the end of season 3, so they've got a long wait to go. As season 3 finishes about August time, I do believe, beginning of August. So they've got one heck of a wait. Good couple of months before that one ends for them to go at it again as we start the season in about 3 weeks' time, I do believe it is. 12th of May, 13th of May is when the season starts. So about 3 weeks' time from now will mark the start of the Pro Championship. Pro-Am would have started 3 weeks from last night. Now Dan and Peaceful here slipstreaming each other with DJ Phil to try and get on the back of Monkey Boy, who's jumped these two by 4 seconds. He really had a good stop. Going that extra lap seems to work. Did Peaceful have a bit of damage he was fixing? Because Monkey Boy here has really gained a lot of time.
Yes, indeed. So Peaceful and Unorthodox got to work together. Oh, as we see Peaceful get very sideways. As soon as we said his name, I'll go back to calling him because there, as soon as I said his name, he started to he got out on the grass. In the chat there, Champ saying, I believe the game calls you in if you can't go another lap. Yeah, I thought it did as well. Didn't it come up with a red thing telling you that you're about to run out of fuel, as I remember?
Yeah.
Is that it or GT? One of the two.
I'm not sure which it is, but I'm sure it does tell you that you're near enough out of fuel and you need to come in. Jamie Brazy says that the top 3 from F1 are out of the second event. Yes, indeed they are. So it is an interesting one to see here. No Keegs, no Jamie, no Mazda, no Gary. We lost... who's that? That's Leon Fernie. I think's had a spin by pit entry then, as DJ Phil now goes up into 9th place. Yep, Leon Fernie nearly had to fuel. Look, see, he's got it right. Look, 1.2 in the tank. I won't risk another lap. I'll bang it in the pits.
Absolutely. And first stint, why would you risk going so low anyway? You know, I probably would have followed Dan in if I was one of the other guys, or Gary or Mazda. I would have followed in on that lap, to be fair. But you know, it was only stint 1. But what do I know? I'm not racing. I'm the one talking. So
we just sit up here and watch these guys do it. I'm sure they're the professionals. Well,
that's right.
They, if they're running out of fuel on the first stint of a 200-lap race? We are 7 laps short of a quarter distance to this one then, and we have 11 drivers left running in this race, and 3 on the lead lap. Sutty's technically on the lead lap, as he's 5 seconds ahead of Peaceful Explosion of Monkey Boy, on the road. There he is.
There he is.
Kind of on the lead lap, but also 38 seconds behind Peaceful Explosion. So a lot of work to do for Sutty. No one on the track map. You see the purple, the little blue triangle for Sutty. No one within that sight of slipstreaming and towing, drafting, if you will, down the straight to help him gain some extra speed. Rabbit Joe and Daniel Francis are in the pits. So they've done their stop. They dropped down no places. They actually... that Bozzy Boy's just got past Daniel Francis. And will he get past Rabbit Joe? I'm not sure, but either way... Yes, he does. He gets past Rabbit Joe as well. So that Bozzy Boy goes up into 5th. And Dan, you don't want to be down there at high speeds.
No, but he must have nodded off again there.
Yeah, good job he's not on commentary. We'd have heard him snoring.
Yeah, I'm going to have that joy when we do the 24.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to have the snoring in real time.
Just make sure you take the headset off him this one.
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be a very new experience for me. That's for certain sure. But Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait.
It's going to be good fun, isn't it, next Friday? As much fun as these special events are that we're doing like tonight, and we did F1 and ACC last week, we did GT Sport the week before in the World Cup. The 24-hour event is just one I've really been looking forward to be fair.
Yes, and I tell you what, just going back to the World Cup, I thoroughly enjoyed that. To be fair.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, the World Cup was great. If you didn't see it, those of you watching, go back on Simplay's channel and go back and watch it. That was great fun. It was good fun to commentate on, and it was great fun to take part in actually. And I liked although there was a couple of tracks I'd never ever driven before. There was, it was great fun. It was quick fire, one track after another. I didn't know what tracks were coming up, which made it also interesting as well. And that was great fun. And look forward to another one of them the next off-season period. Yeah,
it should be cracking. You led a couple of laps at Suzuka.
Yeah, but about 5 of them was that was my track. When that one came up, I'm like, happy days. And I happened to be towards the front. Managed to beat Champ, who's just chatting in our chat anyway. Managed to beat Champ into the first corner, and led for about 5 laps until I made that rookie mistake and dropped it all by myself. But there you go.
Representing the land of IKEA, Team Switzerland, is Kelly.
That's right.
Kelly, for those who don't know what we're on about here, Kelly messaged me in the day saying, am I driving for the IKEA country? And I went, no, you're driving for Switzerland, Kelly.
Yes.
IKEA Sweden.
That's right. Well, yeah, a little bit of a senior moment for me there. I think I was going to drip on about ABBA and Volvos and all sorts of things, and then realised it was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
The only thing I could really do is make jokes about Swiss Army knives, because I couldn't think of anything else. But there you go. Never ever going to let me forget it. Of course.
No. We'll have to make sure you're Sweden in the next World Cup that we do.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
At least some decent Swiss drivers. You could have drove like Alain Menu. Swedish drivers, you could have been Ricard Rydell for them old school touring car lovers.
Alain Menu I thought he was French. I
think he's Swiss. I think, they're French speaking, aren't they, the Swiss, so I do believe he is Swiss.
Yeah.
I tell you what is handy. The PC right next to me is handy. Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah. There you go. I bow down to your knowledge.
Thank you. Touring cars, mate.
I've sat in Alain Menu's touring car. As has Dan, the Laguna.
I've sat in the tent. Do you remember when the hospitality was Nescaf? When the Laguna was the green Nescaf car? Yeah. Ran off from my dad and ran into the Nescaf tent. Got a picture with Plato and Menu, but I was only
very young and impressionable.
Yeah, 6. Didn't realise Plato was
an idiot. Such
a lovely guy. We know you're watching, Jason.
Yeah.
Such a lovely guy, should I say?
Yeah. And Jason usually tunes in. Sorry about that, Jason. Don't give me a hard time when we go to Donny. Good luck this year. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, sorry again, Jason. But I am a Matt Neal fan, so I don't need to go into the expletives. Matt Neal fan covers it when in regards to your fans and our fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like being in a football match when you sat there in the crowds chanting at the other fans, saying expletives to them, and it's the same with Matt Neal and Plato fans. They just dislike each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. But to be fair, it's all a bit old school now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a new generation of touring car drivers, and Plato had a year out. Matt's not driving this year, they're all a bit. Who's at the background?
That's Daniel Francis. Went up high, I think, to let the leaders through, and he's had a bit of a moment. He's running P8 on a different strategy to some of the drivers, as Sutty looks like he's still P4 is Sutty, but Sutty here.
Yeah.
Oh no, Daniel's going to be way too far behind to get up to any speed. Sutty here still not getting the benefits of anybody. Floyd Duffin, bye everyone. Bedtime, get to bed, Floyd. School in the morning.
Yeah, school in the morning. Yeah, that's important. So off to bed, and you can watch the rest of it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow when you're home from school. Yeah. I'll get your mum to put it on, and you can watch the rest of it. And as long as
make sure you brush your teeth before you go to bed.
Exactly, teeth brushed, hair brushed, pyjamas on, because you've been falling asleep in your clothes recently.
Oh dear.
Yeah, getting to an age now where it's go on then Floyd pyjamas in bed, and it's clothes on in bed and socks and covers wrapped around his neck and
all that. How old is he?
9, 10 this year.
9.
Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah.
10.
Lovely
Nearly
age.
a full-grown man.
Lovely age.
10 is, when they get to 13 is the problem.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Floyd obviously
Yeah.
raced last week in the F1 event as well and got a 7th place.
Oh,
in
did he? Right, okay.
only his 2nd ever outing on sim racing. He plays
Yeah.
a few of the racing games, nothing competitive. Did the 100% of Mexico for the Ectopic Pregnancy Trust at the end of season 1, got 10th out of 20 drivers. Did last week at Canada, got 7th out of about 15 drivers. So Floyd, 200% races, has got the job done on F1 twice.
Absolutely, chip off the old block, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know.
Or maybe better, because certainly my chip off the old block is certainly quicker than I am. So you know,
It's these young kids nowadays, they're more up
Yeah,
with the
I know,
technology
innit?
than what we
Wow.
are, Kelly.
they got it born in their blood, my friend. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
it's all so easy, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? As the front three here are all on each
Back
other
together,
again.
look.
Yeah, DJ Phil and that Buzzy Boy in for their stop, so this will change the order of the pack again. Favourite livery for touring cars this season? Ooh, Jamie, now you're asking. I've seen a few. I've seen a few, and I'm not going to say the Honda because it's similar to the recent years, although it does have a lovely Union Jack on the side. Now you're asking. It's definitely not the BMW of Morgan and Chilton because that says Car Gods on the side and I think it looks hideous.
Turkington's is quite nice. That one, and the Laser Tools cars are quite pretty, but again, very similar to what they've been before.
Yeah.
Jack Goff's Cupra.
That's very nice.
Have they changed? I haven't had a look at it from today because they had that kind of grey camo.
Full livery now with sponsor Yazoo, the milkshake company, their major sponsor this year. So they've got a big sponsor on the car. I have to say, Jamie, my favourite colour is the secondary motor-based car of Sam Osborne and I can't remember the other driver. It's like this black with like a Mercedes. You know the Mercedes kind of turquoisey colour around the edge.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that, and it goes really nice. And I think that's my favourite car on the grid so far this season.
Yeah. Well, I'm following many people for different reasons. The Fantasy League and my favourites. But hoping Jack Goff does well in that Cupra because I've got one of those, not as new as that one.
Did you know the Cupra's running the hybrid this year?
I didn't know that. No.
I read the other day that it's running the hybrid ready for next season.
Oh, right.
So they're sort of getting a year under their belt already. So I was quite surprised by Jack Goff's times this year. You know, I thought, Team Hard going to settle into a new car and settle into the hybrid car and maybe have a season where they don't do a lot, and then next year they come out the gates. But looking at the times in testing today, Jack Goff seems pretty quick, pretty nifty.
Excellent. As I said, like to see the Cupra do well. Last time a Cupra joined the championship was when they were diesels, of course, wasn't it? I think it was the first diesel to compete in at the time, and did really, really well out of it. So
it was Plato driving it.
I think they debuted in World Touring Car first, did they not?
I think they did.
I think it was like Ivan Muller and Rob Huff and people like that. I believe debuted the car first. But the one I've got is bright yellow, just like the touring car ones. But it's not diesel. It's proper.
I will
full
say,
fat petrol.
Plato seems to get lovely liveried cars because my favourite touring car of all time is the old blue and yellow Renault Laguna. Beautiful looking car. That's my favourite. That's my favourite livery touring car of all times. And I must say, the Seats was nice cars. The grey and yellow, or when it went green and yellow, it was the livery looked good. It always seems to get the nice liveried cars.
I didn't dislike the Chevrolet, to be fair, in the livery.
I tell you when I only liked the Chevrolet was when it was rolling down the crane of curves in front of me and Plato was inside it, and I thought, it couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke.
That was a proper crash as well, wasn't it? And he got out and had a proper tantrum as well, didn't he?
Do you know the thing was, I'd never sort of seen a big crash. I've seen crashes and things, but I'd never seen anything that big at the time. And before you knew who it was, you're like, oh God, I hope he's all right. And then I saw it was Plato, and I was like, I'm not really bothered. Glad he's off. Matt Neal can win this race.
Jason.
Evening, Jason.
Good evening, Jason, if you're watching.
Sorry about this, Jason. We're not normally like this, but
we could have we're going to have solicitors' letters drop on our mats from next week with
we'll
Jason
have a
Plato's
restraint
solicitors.
order going to Donington Park to stay away from the power mats. If you want us to get one in there, yes, Matt Neal hit Shannon at Alton Park. Old story. It's nice to talk about Plato for a little bit. But no, the Chevy was a decent looking car as well. As Peaceful just clipped the wall a little bit there, I noticed, and Dan's got up into second.
Yeah, no real harm done, as you can see. He's just latched back onto the back of Dan and got back into this slipstream that these three are. You know, these three. This is the race on track. Everyone else has spread out quite a lot, and these three have stayed together, and that's what's making a move forward again. You know, 46.3, 46.3, 46.3, or 46.4 as we just went across the line. Nobody else bothering the 46, the low 46s, because they haven't got the slipstream to be working with. So
yeah, exactly.
It's turning into a 3-horse race as we're 60 laps in now.
There is another little battle on track I've been keeping my eyes on. It's Rabbit Joe Fury, that Bozzy Boy, and Daniel Francis. All pretty spread out, so it's not an on-track battle, it's a strategy battle. They're all on a different strategy, and every time one pits, they lose a couple of places. Now, this battle's going to take more place towards the back end of the 200 laps, as Fury just clips the wall there. The strategy battle at the end of this 200 laps is if you're on the right pit strategy and don't have to splash and dash at the end, you're probably going to get that position. If you have to splash and dash at the end, what are you going to lose time-wise for it? So let's keep an eye on 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th at the moment, and we'll see what these guys are doing. A minute between them all, but you, in terms of pit stop strategies, you lose quite a lot of time in the pits. As we've seen, Dan went a lap down and unlapped himself and then caught the leaders when the leaders pitted. So you lose about 2 laps in the pits here. So it's going to be interesting to see what their strategies are as we go through this race.
Yes, absolutely. And I was just having a quick look at their fuel as you were talking. Of course, in NASCAR itself, you would have a safety car sessions when they have a full course caution. They bring out the safety car, which usually brings the pack back together. Of course, we don't run like that because we don't have the safety car facility, capabilities to run a safety car, whatever. But so that would be a different aspect to the real NASCAR. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out with those three. It's going to be interesting to see. From a viewing point of view, it looks like after third, everyone else is kind of spread out and nothing's going to change. But we have got probably minimum another 3 pit stops.
Easily I'd say another 3 pit stops, and that's the strategy battle between them guys. You've got this battle that's going to take place throughout the rest of this race, it looks like, and then you've got the strategy battle between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th in the race.
Yes, so as I said, we'll see how it pans out. So lap 62, Sooty's in 3rd, Rabbit Joe in 5th, and Fury in 6th, and that Dazza Boy in 7th, and Daniel Francis in 8th. So all those, let's see how they pan out. I think probably Welshie and Leon Fernie and DJ Phil probably a bit too far back.
Now the one thing
we'll see what ends up.
We'll see what will end up. Now the one thing Welshie can do here is if he can stay on the back of these 3, is maybe creep himself into that using the slipstream wisely. Oh, he's a bit wiggly, and careful on the inside because you've got the leaders
so
coming.
Close that wall.
He is. Now if he can stay to the back of these 3, this is where Welshie could capitalise. He's not. He's not.
He's let them go already.
Yeah, he's let that one
He should have tucked straight in behind him.
Yeah, that's where he could have then maybe brought himself back into the recognition for the later stages of the race. We're just over a quarter of the way through, coming up towards the halfway mark. Lap 63 of 200 here, 500 miles of Daytona. I got a text off of Fury earlier today that says, "Is it 500 laps, Matt, tonight?" And I went, "No, mate, it's 500 mile." 500 laps, bloody hell!
Yeah.
That would be a good one, wouldn't it? 500 miles, 500 laps.
Yeah. It's a lot of laps, isn't it?
Oh, we're saying that we're doing the 24-hour next week.
24. at Nordschleife, which is like a I don't know, about an 8-minute lap, is it?
Yeah,
on average in a GT car?
I'm going to say if we say 9 minutes, because you're looking
9
about
minutes, that's more sensible,
8:30,
actually, yeah.
about mid 8:20s lower. So you're looking about 8:20
Yeah.
and lower. Sorry, and higher. So if we say about 9 minutes a lap for 24 hours, the bonus
Have you worked it out?
I haven't worked it out. I can work it out now. The bonus is have you done it?
We did. I can't remember what it was though. It's in the 100. It's 100. Hang on. The missus has gone straight to her phone. So yeah, 9 minutes is sensible. Me and Dan were doing some practicing, and he was in the 8.5 minute, and I was in the 9 on a kind of. We'd only did about 3 or 4 laps ago. Each, and that's where we were. So Dan was about 8.5 minutes, and I was in the 9.
Do you want
So
to know the other bit for terms of strategy, maybe?
What's that?
Majority of the cars will get you 9 laps worth of fuel.
Yeah.
One might get you 10 laps worth of fuel.
Yeah.
There's the BMW may only get you 8 laps worth of fuel. That's what me and Mazda reckon.
That's right.
And from what we've worked out, every pit stop will be pretty much just over an hour. So a stint will be just over an hour is what me and Mazda reckon we've worked out. So we'll keep our eyes out for that as we're coming up to that Leon Fernie here then. And they tuck down low underneath him. A Peaceful just kind of nearly goes into the side of him. Now I'm not sure who we've got in front. Can't quite see who's in front. It's a light blue car. Now I don't know who a light blue car is, Bob. Well, Shiba E's just been lapped.
Well,
that's Fury. That's Fury.
We're looking at about 180 laps around the North Schleife in 24 hours.
There we go then.
If she's done her maths right.
I think, if I remember rightly, it was about 900 at Daytona Road Course last time around.
9 minutes. 9 minutes. Hang on, let's redo the maths on that. Sorry, Matt, what did you say there? We're trying
I think we got to about 900 laps at about 1:20 a lap in the LMPHs that Mazda did around Daytona last time round. So
900 laps.
900 laps, yeah, that's
160 we're reckoning. 160 laps of the Nordschleife. I get a sweat on if I have to do 3.
One's enough for me. One and I'm done. Not just the Nordschleife though, the Nordschleife combined. So
Nordschleife combined. So it's that and
the GP
the
circuit.
GP. Yeah, absolutely.
So what it is you don't do turn 1. You don't do turn. Yeah, you come out of turn 1 and it's left.
Yeah.
So you sort of cut turn 2, 3, 4 out.
Which is Mickey Mouse anyway.
Yeah, and then you go through the chicane towards the end, and all you're missing is that last corner to bring you back down the start straight as you turn onto the Nordschleife, where the Nordschleife would start. So one.
But as soon as you get off that GP and you turn onto the Nordschleife, the track narrows considerably.
Narrows, bumpy, up and downhill.
Bumpy, more slippery, just generally.
Have you tried it in the dark
turning
yet?
off the racetrack and onto a country road.
Have you tried it in the night time?
Do we do a couple of laps? Did I do a lap in the night? No, I don't think I did I? No. No, so got all that to look forward to.
Barely any lighting around the circuit when you get off the GP track, so make sure you've got your headlights on because you're going to need them to see where you're going. It's not like Daytona where the track was well lit and everything. I've got to remember is for regular viewers who watch the last 24-hour race will remember that I forgot to turn time progression on, so we stayed at 9 p.m. at night for the whole 24-hour. It didn't get dark, it didn't get light, it didn't get dark again. So I need to remember to turn the time progression on so that we can go from day to night. We don't want it all in the dark because that will be horrific.
Please no, because that's going to be incredibly difficult to do it all in the night.
The
most of the night. I mean, it's going to be like the most incredible feeling when the sun comes up. It's just going to be brilliant.
What, in the real world or on the game?
Both, absolutely both. We worked it out. We reckon probably the 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the morning is going to be the hardest point, isn't it? That
seemed to be the point of the last one where people was. Unless you Champ, and Champ had the benefit of being well behind us in the time zone, obviously being American. So he had the bonus of he'd just finished school or college or wherever he's at, and had just been able to get home and sit down and play the game. Mazda had obviously been at work all day and then was up. We didn't start till 8 p.m. So when you got to 3 to 5 in the morning, 2 to 5, Andy and Dan and Mazda and others were just starting to feel a little groggy.
Yeah.
Although Mazda
Yes, I
had
can
about
imagine.
20 cans of energy drink next to his chair, so I only assume that just woke him up no end.
Well, if he did the full 24, he must have been having it, I don't know, intravenously.
I tell you what I want to know is, where did he go to the toilet? He must have had a bucket next to his chair and just slapped it underneath and put his old man in there and just, hopefully.
Well, I don't know, maybe he did it proper race car style and just weed in the seat. Like,
You got one at kids' nappies, I need it.
yeah. But no, hang on, no, pass me the wet wipes. We'll have that instead.
yeah. Now, Fury and Daniel Francis here have got onto the back of the leaders and are staying on the back of the leaders here and keeping in the tow. So we've got a kind of like 5-car train here, as Fury Grandad's commented in the chat saying, I remember it well, Matt. Oh, don't we all? Fury
Well,
just
it's all going to happen again.
I think that was Fury's first event on the wheel, if I remember Fury's Grandad. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that was Fury's first event on the wheel. He just got the wheel for his birthday. And his first race was a 24-hour Daytona, and we're like, wow. And you know, you could tell he was learning it because there was a few mistakes he'd made, but he did well to do. I can't remember how many hours he did now, but he did well as we put a lap on DJ Phil. And Daniel Francis and Fury now are really able to sort of. Daniel Francis is behind that Bozzy boy in terms of the standings. Oh, we've lost another drive. We've lost Leon Fernie, so he's retired. So we're down to 10. But Fury's chasing down Rabbit Joe. Daniel Francis is 11 seconds off of that Bozzy boy. All 4 of them are in that battle of strategy here. So with these 2 tucking in behind the leaders, they're able to just maybe save a bit more fuel, just maybe close that gap in on that Bozzy boy and Rabbit Joe as they're going round.
Interestingly, yes, you look at Fury's lap time compared to Rabbit Joe's right at this moment. He's going a second faster now than Rabbit Joe. So this is the benefit. Let's see how long it takes for him to. I mean, how far behind is he? Quite a way. As you said, Daniel Francis is only about 11 seconds behind. What's he, Bob?
That Bozzy boy. Old What's he, Bob?
That's him. What's he, Bob? And let's see how quickly he gets to him now that he's moving a second faster. As well.
And very clever driving from these 2 to get on that leader's tail and use it. We said this with Welchie. If Welchie could do that, he bring himself back into this race for a couple of positions. What he's doing here is just being able to hang on. What date was it in December, Matt? Oh, now you're asking. Oh God. That's a question. I will double check that on my phone at the moment.
Just going back to talking about the 24-hour, and you said about Fury, first one in on the wheel, plenty of practice and whatever. I said to my missus the other day, I said I must really start practicing driving the GT3 Porsche, ready for the first race of the season at Spa on Simplay. And then I turned around and said, well, no, hang on. I'm going to be sat in the car for for 24 hours on and off with Dan. I think I'll have plenty of practice in the car. I think I'll know the car. I think me and the car will be in one.
That Bozzy boy is doing it as well, and he said to his teammate Jamie Brazier next season, and they said to Jamie was telling him, look, use the car that you want to use for next season. You've got 24 hours to learn it.
Yeah. Absolutely, and why not? It's it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
So the 24-hour race was 4 months ago, it says. So Champ says around the 11th, 12th of December. Around that time, mid-December. It was just before Christmas, I think, by a week and a half. So around that time, Fury's Grandad.
Should be able to scroll back through the Simplay streams, shouldn't you?
Yeah, it just says 4 months ago. It doesn't actually tell me. In fact, hang on, let me press on the video and see if that one will give it to me. But Fury and that Daniel Francis, they both hit the wall hard. Yeah,
just about everybody did that.
I was just about to say, are really now starting to get themselves on the back of that Bozzy boy here. The gap's down to 8.4 seconds just because of
it's working, isn't it?
Yeah, it is working. The 12th of December, the 11th and 12th of December it was. So Champ was spot on. So, mid-December, Fury's Grandad. Daniel Francis here really is now 8.2 off the back of that Bozzy boy. He's using his NASCAR knowledge well here. As Fury's Grandad says, in which case it was his first time on the wheel. His birthday is the 10th. Oh, same birthday as my son's, and 5 days after mine. There we go then. First event on the wheel. What an event to christen the wheel with, if you like.
What a test. And if he had broken it, then it could go straight back on warranty, couldn't it?
Warranty. Mum, I've done 24 hours, wheels broke, warranty please.
Yep.
I'll have a new one.
With a bit of luck, he had a Logitech and it wouldn't let him down.
Hopefully, because I've got what we're on about, the G29, I presume you've got, Kelly?
Yeah, I've got the G29, I think it is,
here. Same here.
Solid as a rock.
Mazda's got the Fanatec.
Is that the one that overheats?
No, that's the Thrustmaster T150. Did you hear about the overheating issues of the last 24-hour race?
I did hear about it, yeah.
Gary and his brother made me... brilliant. Gary overheats, an hour later his brother does the same thing. Turns out they're in the same party together and he didn't think to tell his brother.
Dear.
I got a video call that night from Gary and he went, mate, I might have to retire. I says, what's up? He says, the wheel's knackered, I've took the top off everything. 5 minutes later, I get a text message. Googled it, it's overheated, it'll be back within half an hour.
Dan came round to mine the other day, and as we said, we did a little practice on the Nordschleife and whatever. And he was saying, your wheels. I mean, we've got the same wheel, both got G29.
Yeah.
But he said, yours is so much tighter, and your paddles are so much nicer, and all the rest of it. That's because mine isn't beat to death like yours, Daniel. Do you know what I mean? Not using it every single night for 5 hours a night, you know. So yeah. So he was loving how, mine was like a new one compared to his, I think. So, yeah.
Now, Fiori and Daniel Francis here, being smart, watching what the front three are doing. Now, the interesting thing to note here is, can we take a look at Monkey Boy's fuel? Because he's the one who's led for quite some time, 2.5. Now, what is Dan and Peaceful? Don't forget, Dan pitted a lap early than Monkey Boy. So what's Dan on? He's on 3.1. So there you see the advantage has sort of come back to Dan. He pitted a lap early, lost a bit of time to Monkey Boy, but because he's had that slipstream in that tow, Dan has really made it up on the fuel. Peaceful's got 4.9 in the tank, so he's got plenty. But maybe that's because obviously he pitted a lap later than Dan. He's got enough to do 1-2 more laps. As Monkey Boy and Fiori peel off now, so Daniel Francis will be on the same lap as Fiori, and this is where we now see
someone spun.
That's Fiori, I do believe. Yeah, that's Fiori. That's the AI. And that's going to be a bit of damage to repair, I've got a feeling. Poor Fiori. That's not the battle he'd have wanted. So Unorthodox and Peaceful lead this one then. And that's Welsh, I think they're coming up to lap yet again here. So Peaceful has a bit more in the tank than Dan. Dan's probably going to have to pit this lap. So we saw last time Dan pitted before Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy's now pitted before Dan. So it's came around and it's worked itself out as there goes Dan and Daniel Francis. All the Dans in the pits. Dan's missed it. Whoa, Dan! Oh dear!
What's he going to do from there?
He's turning it around. Oh no, this is.
Oh, what's he doing? He's going to have to. Yeah, he had to. Oh, will he get disqualified for that?
I hope not.
No, so do I. I'd stay on the grass.
Now that is going to really lose him a lot of time here. How did he miss the pits?
I don't know.
I'm watching it back on the stream, and he just went straight on. Did he? Was he going in too hot? And he thought, I better avoid the exit because otherwise I'm going to be knackered here. I'm going to be speeding in the pit lane and maybe disqualified. But has that just threw away Dan's chances of winning this race. Fiori's granddad says, he's got the G29 champ, the trusty G29, and it's shaking of death, kindly notifying you that the tyres are dead. Yeah, that was brilliant. It's Peaceful is now in the pits. Well, the best thing was when they was coming around the bankings of Daytona, obviously doing the road course, when Andy and Champ's tyres was about ready to be changed, the wheel made this horrible sort of shaking sort of noise. It was really horrible. Basically saying you're on the rims of the tyres, get off them, get some fresh ones on. It was horrendous sound. Peaceful then into the pits for his stop. So he stopped 2 laps later than Monkey Boy. Dan's still in the pits, so this has really not helped Dan out. It could though. Now, what's Sutty's strategy at the minute? What's he like for fuel? Okay, he's got a few laps left, and he's gonna take 3rd place from Dan. So I think Dan should get back on Sutty's pace. But Dan, has he just lost that race?
Well, we're not half distance yet.
No, this is
so
true.
We'll see. we'll see what he's going to have to do. But he's going to have to use somebody to get himself back on the with the leading guys again. So where's Monkey Boy? Monkey Boy is. He hasn't pitted. He has, or
he has two,
first,
2 laps ago. Yeah, 2 laps ago.
First, Peaceful done his.
Peaceful's done his stop.
So he's done his stop.
I'm not quite sure what's going on for this. Oh, there we go. The time screen sorted itself out. So Monkey Boy pitting 2 laps earlier than Peaceful has actually gained quite a lot of time.
Quite a lot. Yeah, like
Fury's
10 seconds.
Yeah, Fury's back in the pits. He's just pitted, so that's kind of paid nasty to his strategy. Kelly, I'm just going to step away for a quick toilet break. You all right to continue?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, let's run through where we are on lap 83. So at the moment, it's Monkey Boy after their second round of pit stops who's leading. He's leading from Peaceful Explosion by 9 seconds now after that pit stop, nearly 10 seconds. So that worked out really well for Monkey Boy, not so well for Peaceful. Dan, with that missing the pit lane and having a trip around the grass, has put him 24 seconds now off the lead. Sooty Apex in 4th, going along steady. And we were chatting about Rabbit Joe and all those lots. Rabbit Joe's in 5th at the moment. That Dozzy Boy in 6th. 7th will be Daniel Francis. 8th is Fury, who's still in the pits. I mean, something done. And Welshie in 9th. DJ Phil still plodding round in 10th place. So we've lost 5 guys out of this. We lost Gary and Mazda early on. Just seeing in the chat that Fury's saying that car didn't repair, suspension damage, so I had to go back in again. Oh dear. And Champ's saying that these cars are pigs and don't stop for anything. No, that could be quite likely what happened to Dan, and he just overshot the pit lane, and a speeding in the pit lane is disqualification, or if you go too fast. So maybe Dan just thought better of it and just went to the grass and thought I can sort that out afterwards. But no doubt he'll tell me all about it at some point. So he's now 21 seconds off the lead, so he's pulling it back. Peaceful's now 8 seconds off the lead, so he's pulling it back to Monkey Boy. Hopefully these guys will be back in close proximity soon, because we do want a scrap on track. And these two are doing such a great job of keeping together and keeping close that we want to see them back together. So keep your comments coming. 16 of you watching, 10 likes. So if you haven't pressed the like button, please do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. If you're there and you haven't spoke yet, please say hello. Just give us a hi. We're here. We're watching. Something like that. We always love to see your comments, and feel free. So
Did I miss anything?
No, not particularly. Just like 10 guys driving round and round and round in circles, really.
Ah, right.
It was like stepping out on a Formula One race.
Well, Rabbit Joe's just came into the pit, so this continues that battle of Dan and that Bozzy Boy, as Fury's had to pit again for the damage. So let's see if that Bozzy Boy and Dan can gain any time on Rabbit Joe's. We know Dan was gaining a lot of time. Now, Peaceful here, and Monkey Boy seem to be in clear air, or actually is Monkey Boy. Looking at our track map, no, that's Dan who's behind a car. No, that is Monkey Boy. But whoa, that's Fury. That? Oh, Fury has had a huge moment into the wall and just clipped Monkey Boy, I think, there. And that is massive at the moment. Fury's now rolled to pit exit. Fury well out of this race now. Have we lost Fury from this race in terms of the pecking order? That would be a shame, because he's had a good one. We've lost Fury from the race. He's had a good night so far, but couldn't keep it going towards the end.
Damage now.
Well, this will be the question. He'd have lost a few.
He's lost a couple of seconds. He's lost over half of his.
I tell you what.
Gap now back to Peaceful.
The top speed's normally the high 180s. He's only doing 165.
Yeah, when you've got Peaceful doing high 180s. So is he now got damage?
He's coming in.
I think he's coming in. He must have.
Wow.
Must have damage. Yes, indeed. I was going to go off and have a comfort break then, but then all this started. So Fury's gone, hasn't he? Fury's disconnected. Yeah,
we've lost Fury.
He's gone. Yeah, he's retired. So so we've lost him, probably with that damage. So Monkey Boy in the pits. That's put Peaceful up, and now Dan's up as well.
Yes, now as well importantly, Sooty could gain a position here, or could be on the. So are we looking at Peaceful running away with this one, being able to use the slipstream of Rabbit Joe? Dan coming out the exit of turn 2. He's sort of being towed around with Sooty. Sooty here could be on the back of Monkey Boy for position then. In a short time here, as we've lost. There is Fury disconnected from the session. We've lost Fury. That is a shame as well, because Fury was having a bit of a good battle in terms of strategy with that Bozzy Boy, Rabbit Joe and Daniel Francis, in which that Bozzy Boy now leads that battle. But Sooty's on a battle now with Monkey Boy, as Monkey Boy yet to come out the pits. Sooty will pass him, I think, for position here. No, he hasn't. So we'll try and pass him this time around. Oh no, he has just passed him. There's Monkey Boy coming out the pits now. So Dan and Peaceful are a lap ahead of Monkey Boy here.
Now,
what a shame.
Yes, Sooty's is about to run out of fuel, so he's going to have to stop now anyway. So Monkey Boy will be fat on fuel again. So that changes the strategy again slightly. As I say, Sooty's going to have to come in. He's got 2.9, so he's going to have to come in this lap. So that changes things around again. I think he could
make the next lap. 2.8 Dan crossed the line with him, came in with a bit in the tank. Is he going to risk another? No. Beth's just asked a question. Is he on the pad or the wheel? He needs to get it. He's been disqualified. Wow.
Oh, too fast.
So, well, he's on nothing now, Beth, because he's disqualified from the race. So we're down to 8 runners on lap 88. All the 8s.
Yeah. He's quick shower, early shower. He's out of it. So, well, they're falling thick and fast. This is certainly a game of stamina, isn't it?
What was once 15 is now 8. We've lost near enough half the grid. Fury said it clipped the inside part of the track and it snapped on him, hence why he had to spin. The yellow line may as well be a patch of mustard with how much grip it has. Wow. Gary and Mazda running out of fuel. Sooty speeding in the pit lane. I'm quite speechless. I'm quite speechless at the talent of drivers that are making mistakes.
Yes, indeed. I so should have entered, as I said. You know what I mean? At least I would have come at least 9th. You know, so so. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and just pop for a comfort break really quickly.
No problem.
And I'll let you recap a little bit, Matt.
Indeed, I will. So for the guys that are watching that have missed quite a bit, Gary and Master ran out of fuel lap 20 odd after their first stint. That was quite interesting to see. Sooty is then just sped in the pit lane. We've also lost Fury and Keegs, Jamie Brazier due to lag. So really has been an interesting race. We are down to 8 runners left in this one. 8 runners left. We're on lap 92. Peaceful is your leader from this man Unorthodox at the minute, who's being towed with Daniel Francis, trying to get on the back of Welshie here. And Sooty could have been in for a podium shout there, but is now on the back. But is now give that freely to Monkey Boy, who's well in front of that Bozzy Boy for P3, for P4. Jamie Brazier in the chat, I wish my internet didn't do what it did now. I bet, because you'd have been well up there for this one. Triple crown gone for Mazda, triple crown gone for this season, in fact, due to the fact that Mazda obviously retired due to no fuel in the car, so he's got to come back and redo it again at the end of season 3. And Indy 500, I do believe, might be the next one at the end of season 3. We'll have to keep our eyes out on what us admins will get in oval wise next time around. But Peaceful here is in the driver's seat for this victory, 12 seconds ahead of Dan, but Dan has that benefit of Daniel Francis behind him and Welshie in front that he can use here and use smart. Dan has driven brilliantly tonight, bar one mistake, and that was missing the pit stop, the pit lane, should I say. Maybe Sooty should have missed the pit lane as well.
Yeah, maybe he should have done. And Dan is catching Peaceful, isn't he? He is bringing the gap down very, very slowly. I mean, he's got time on his side and laps on his side at the moment, but he is coming down very, very slowly. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, Dan driving a cracking race this evening. He's done some oval stuff before. Yeah, he quite likes it as well. I don't know, strange boy. But yeah, but there you go. So as you say, down to 8 runners, and certainly oval racing takes it out of these guys and takes it out of the car. It's it's not for the faint-hearted, that's for certain sure.
No, indeed it isn't. Peaceful Explosion leading by 11.3, but Dan Knapp has got quite a clear track in front of him for some margin. So has Peaceful Explosion here. So Dan may want to use Daniel Francis to gain on Peaceful Explosion just in front. Now, I don't want to jinx the guy, but we've seen him win one race this year, and we was really ecstatic about that one, Kelly.
Yeah.
Could he win a second?
Bit early for to say that, isn't it? Let's not ruin things. We need as many runners to stay in as we can. Let's not start talking like that, because poor old Peaceful will be off the track when we start talking about it. In fact, let's move back again. Let's see. Daniel Francis is, as you say, is the man close to Dan. He's in 6th. Daniel's in 2nd. But these two working together, or is Daniel Francis the only Dan who's working together here?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So
it's Daniel Francis has really got to. If he wants to get on the back of that Bozzy Boy, who's now in the pits, and Rabbit Joe, that was the little battle we was watching in terms of strategy, wasn't it, towards the end of this race?
Yes.
If he wants to do it, he's got to stick with Dan to help himself get on the back of them two towards the end of this one. If Dan wants to get on the back of Peaceful, he kind of needs Daniel Francis to stay with him, although he has got Rabbit Joe just up ahead of him actually as well, so he is gaining on Rabbit Joe, so he'll gain a bit of benefit of slipstream from him, depending whether Joe stays with him or not. And I don't know how much oval racing Joe's done, so does he know the tricks of the trade in terms of the oval racing? If not, we'll have to find out what happens here, because at the moment it is looking like Dan's catching Peaceful. He's pulled another 6/10, 7/10 out of him there. So interesting one.
Yeah, Daniel Francis is just slowly bringing himself back into contention for a sensible result out of this evening, isn't he? And just running a smart race really, and just staying there with Dan.
Going back to Daniel Francis and his battle here, he's 16 seconds off the back of that Bozzy Boy, who's about 28 seconds off the back of Rabbit Joe. So, he's starting to bring himself back into contention. He's got a good tank of fuel, as you can see, 42.4 litres of fuel here. That's Rabbit Joe on the inside of Unorthodox then. How much over racing has Rabbit Joe done to use the experience and tow these two along, and maybe tow himself along? If he can stay with Daniel Francis and stay that lap in front, then he knows Daniel Francis isn't a worry for him. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case though, as Daniel Francis goes past. Joe now has to tuck in to that slipstream and really stay with these guys to make sure Daniel Francis isn't a threat. That Bozzy Boy's 27 seconds behind. Now, the question for that Bozzy Boy is does he have a tow? As Joe's got a double tow. No, he doesn't. So they can really make some grounds on that Bozzy Boy here, provided Joe can stay within the double tow, which it doesn't look like he's able to.
No, he's slipping away out of that, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you need to get there we go, starting to take effect again as he drags him back in again a little bit. You need to stay right in that slip, Joe, and stay with.
Indeed he does at the moment. Daniel Francis and Dan though, are they just slightly pulling away in a straight line? I wonder if they've loaded.
Seems to be, don't they?
Now the oval cars come with 6 setups: loose and stable track, loose and stable oval, or loose and stable speedway. So I wonder if he's picked one of the other default setups, which isn't really helping him out here at all, as that Bozzy Boy is actually gaining time on him as well. That time's just coming down a tenth or two until... Has that Bozzy Boy had a moment?
Now,
has that Bozzy Boy had a moment? Because he's now lost a second to Rabbit Joe in that last set. So I wonder if he's getting back up to speed, looking the 170. So he may have had a moment. Interesting battle here. Daniel Francis is going to gain on that Bozzy Boy quite quickly. For that Bozzy Boy to get on Joe, he's got to get in a slipstream and start to work with that person to get in a tow and get in a rhythm here.
Yeah, as you say, it could be a setup thing. I'm taking it that out of all those, that the oval setting was the one to go for, the oval setup.
I do believe Peaceful and Mazda was picking the Speedway setup.
Really? Okay.
Well, it does say the Daytona Speedway, so I don't really know what the difference is between an oval and a speedway, but if that's what they've gone for, as these are about to put another lap on DJ Phil, who stays well to the left, and Daniel Francis now doing well to stick with Dan. He's a couple of laps down here, and he's gaining on that Bozzy Boy, and Dan is gained another. I say he has, and then he's just gone and plonked one in the wall, and then he's had all his good work undone there.
And that's kind of the end of that, isn't it? Now, so he's lost that toe, and he's
smartly,
down on the infield.
He's smartly pulled to the infield till he gets back up. What's he doing here? Is he going to let Joe try and get back in front? No, don't think he is. Don't know what he was doing there. He's using a bit of brake. Has he got a bit of damage? Maybe is he at the wall hard and got a bit of suspension damage?
That's what I was going to say. Is he now carrying a bit of damage with that rub against the wall? It didn't look like a hard hit. Just looked like a bit of a rub, but it was quite an elongated rub. So with all this, Dan is now on Orthodubs, as we've got 2 Daniels this evening. On Orthodubs is now 7 seconds behind Peaceful. So he is dragging him back in. Monkey Boy is well back with a minute 17 off the pace after that. I can't remember what happened to him, but it wasn't very good. So he's way back. So it's about these two, really. As we just passed half distance.
We have just passed half distance, 102 laps in the bank, 103 now. Peaceful's just started in the bank already. Dan has lost, Unorthodox has lost Daniel Francis in all of this, so that now kind of leaves him in no man's land. You see the lap times now pretty much similar, just a few hundredths in it between the two of them. So he's really now got some work to do in this one. Yeah,
he's going to have to find a new friend to.
And looking at the track map, Kelly, looking at the blue triangle on the track map, the car in front of him is Peaceful Explosion. So while they're matching times, he's not going to make any inroads at all. No.
Where's Dan on fuel? 33, and Peaceful is 33. So it's even Stevens everywhere, really, isn't it? That guy up on the gantry's been waving that that green flag now for 104 laps. I'm sure we understand we're going green. You know?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not got arm 8 yet. I'm surprised his arm's not fell off into the middle of the road, and he'd have to use the other one to wave the yellow flag because his arm's dropped off. But he's doing well. Good old. He's got some muscle on him. Good old boy.
Yeah, isn't he? Yeah. He's got one arm like Popeye, isn't he?
The other arm must be used for something else, but we won't go into that one. Then is a Peaceful Explosion, 2/10 slower than Dan last lap, but 2/10 is nothing. It's not going to really matter for Unorthodox now. Unorthodox is just going to be twiddling his thumbs at the minute. Do you know what I feel for? And obviously, it wasn't Fury's fault he'd lost the car, but Monkey Boy has been taken out of this equation.
Yes, sorry, Matt. I was just ordering a drink then.
Drinks order is in. I've just literally had a coffee placed down on the desk, actually. Monkey Boy's kind of.
It's the sun's beyond the yard arm, and I've gone for something a little bit harder. I'm going to have a cheeky little Baileys.
Bit of ice.
Well, I had the bottle for my birthday, so
just normal Baileys. Normal.
Yeah, just standard.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Garden variety Baileys.
Can't beat it then. As Monkey Boy, I really feel sorry for us. It wasn't Fury's fault, wasn't Monkey Boy's fault, but what a shame.
That's what happened. I forgot what happened. Oh dear, my brain's turned to mush since I've got older. Yes, of course, bumped into Fury, bumped into him, didn't he? So yes, it's a shame because that trio that were so close early on in the race, where I was looking forward to them being in close company for the full race, but. Maybe I was being a little bit optimistic on that one, eh?
Maybe, but we've sort of been stripped of the three-way battle here because they was all drafting each other just nicely. I mean, Monkey Boy arguably has got a bit more fuel in the tank, so could he come back into it? So I say that pretty much 10 litres more than the other two. So could he bring himself back into it that way? It's going to be hard with only 8 runners and not the 15. The slipstream is now even harder to come by.
Yes, it's turning into a rare beast. Is that slipstream stuff? So yeah, maybe I guess it's gonna all depend on that last pit stop, really, isn't it? And if Monkey Boy can, that extra fuel is enough to get him maybe to the end, well, not to the end, but you know what I mean. Puts him in a slightly different pit window where his last pit's going to be. So maybe that will, maybe that's a saving grace that might help him. But he's 1 minute 16 off the back of Peaceful. That's a long way back, isn't it?
It is a long way back. And the thing for Monkey Boy here is he's now in no man's land. 109 off the back of Dan, 202 ahead of Rabbit Joe. So he's kind of just running around in third place out there. If he retires, he loses that podium. He's not going to get any higher than third place, barring an incident for Peaceful and Dan. And touchwood, that doesn't happen. But yeah, his race is kind of run.
Yes, unfortunately. I mean, anything could happen. This is motor racing, and anything could happen. And Dan could bin it. Dan could, Peaceful could hit a back marker or whatever. But things could change this race, because Monkey Boy was going along in first place all by himself and just got tagged. So it could happen. So.
It could easily happen as he just clips the wall. We'll just have to see what happens going in. Now, Dan's pulled another 0.6 back on Peaceful over these last couple of laps, and he's got it down to 7 seconds here. And he's going to get the benefit of a bit of slipstream. There is a car in front, so he should. But, I mean, Peaceful's gaining on a car as well. That looks to be Welshie that Dan's gaining on. So, yeah, it is Welshie. The cameraman's going to pick him up now. So Dan Unorthodox is going to benefit from a bit of slipstream from Welshie, but Peaceful's also getting some slipstream from somebody else. There's Peaceful, and that's that Bozzy Boy who's going to be giving Peaceful a bit of slipstream. Now this could help that Bozzy Boy out in terms of catching Rabbit Joe. That gap's gone down from 28 seconds to 14, so that Bozzy Boy's charging a little bit here. He's also pulled out to, what was it, about 12 seconds to Daniel Francis, that Bozzy Boy. That's gone up to 24. So that Bozzy Boy here is on a bit of a charge at the moment, on his own, but doing what he needs to do so far. Ian Thompson in the chat, you're doing well, Peaceful. And Jamie Brazier, winner from last season, 6 hour 10 minutes. As Jamie says, the next event should be the Bathurst 1,000 kilometres. I think 6 hours 10 minutes is a bit of a long race, Jamie. This is about 2 hours. I think that one's a bit too long for a midweek race, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Could be a little bit, couldn't it?
I mean, Champ says he believes it's 162 laps. 162 laps of Bathurst.
That's well. I mean, hey, there's me pulling a face over that. 24 hours of the Nordschleife, Does it get any more challenging than that?
Yes, but arguably you get to share the drive with Dan. So even if you did only half the laps, that's 80 odd laps, 90 odd laps each.
Well, it's a breeze then, Matt. What am I moaning about?
What are you moaning about, Kelly?
What am I moaning about?
He said
it's an absolute breeze.
Yeah, I don't understand where you're going with this one. 90 odd laps.
Do we think there's a harder challenge than 24 hours of the Nordschleife? Do we think there's anything harder than that?
I'd argue 12 hours of Bathurst would give you a run for your money.
Yeah, well, probably. I mean, I'm not saying that it would be.
But I'd say that's it.
Yeah, I mean, what other super long tracks are there, really? I mean, nothing that's very challenging, is there? I mean,
Le Mans relatively relaxed until that last sector, isn't it? A lot of straights.
What else is long? Silverstone Classic? No, not Silverstone Classic.
So Silverstone GP.
Spa Classic is quite long, but
again a lot of it's top speed, isn't it? So
absolutely.
Yeah. I think the toughest one alongside Nürburgring at the Nordschleife would probably be Bathurst.
Yeah, Bathurst 1000. That would be.
That would be a tough one.
Absolutely.
Full damage as well.
We'll have to keep that in mind then, won't we?
Hey, I mean, they do the Bathurst 12-hour, don't they, in the GT cars once a year? Which obviously which got cancelled this year, so that didn't go ahead. Unfortunately, they did it virtually. I saw on YouTube they did a virtual one where a few pro drivers who normally do it in the GT cars did that, so that was quite fun to see. So maybe that's an event we could do in terms of doing Bathurst over 12 hours instead of a 24-hour race. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that one.
Or we could do something
in the near future.
We could do something really crazy, like, I don't know, 300 laps at a Horsefleet mile or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That would
Brands Hatch Indy in the Renault Clios. 24 hours.
No, I couldn't do. I'd rather do the Nordschleife for 24 hours.
Could you imagine how many laps you'd get in the bank there?
Wow. Yeah.
You'd easily be touching 4 digits.
Got to be going on that way, isn't it? Would that have to be? Yeah.
What,
Be
Renault
crazy,
Clio's do about 55 seconds a lap around there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
60 laps an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be mental.
I wouldn't want to do it in a Renault Clio. That's nuts. Renault Clio's about as difficult thing to drive as it possibly can be.
Yeah, could you imagine the Renault Clio's around the Nordschleife 24?
Oh.
To take about half an hour to do a lap.
Yeah.
Although arguably, you wouldn't be doing 100 and some odd laps then, would you?
No. Maybe if we did something extremely big and powerful, like NASCAR round Rue de Easter.
Oh, no. So in the chat, Joe, since I've changed tyres, I've been going a lot slower, not sure why. What tyres do you have on, Joe? There's only the 2 choices, wet or slicks, so I'm not sure why that could be.
On the wets?
Well, if you are, you'd be burning up. Go-Karts Monaco, 24 hours, Jamie Brazier.
Wow, yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's have some of that.
Oh, everybody's
Go-Karts
wheel
around
would be having
Monaco.
a stroke. Now, looking at the times here, Peaceful's gapped Unorthodox by a couple of tenths at the moment.
Yeah, similar sort of lap times, aren't they? 46.7, 46.7. So, yeah, it's nip and tuck with these guys for certain, sure. There needs an incident to happen to get these two back together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, doesn't need to be much. Just needs to be. No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to put any bad luck on anybody this evening. You know, especially not. You know.
Now I want to know here how is Joe been able to send that message whilst driving around the oval. That's some talent.
Multitasking, isn't it? That's the kind of stuff the only G does, isn't it?
It is, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Bozzy boy though is within 6 seconds.
He's flying, isn't he?
He is flying. And Rabbit Joe's time's
going
in
a second a lap faster than Joe.
Yeah, and in the 48s is Joe.
Mm.
So his tyres are clearly a lot slower. I wonder if he has actually put the wet tyres on, because he is losing a considerable amount of speed. Peaceful's catching that Bozzy boy. That'll give him a bit of a tow. Rabbit Joe, maybe that's why when he couldn't tuck back in behind Daniel Francis, maybe that's why when we was on board him behind Dan, he looked like he was losing a lot of time, because his tyres aren't giving him what he needs here.
Yeah.
Now, another theory is if he's changed tyres, he's on much fresher tyres. Are they up to the grippy standards of where everybody's tyres are that's done, say, 112 laps? If he's the only one who's changed tyres, because it's such fresh rubber, are they up to the proper optimal usage? You know what I mean?
Well, just looking at his split there, he was 2 and a bit seconds down on his own split just at that point. So I don't know. He doesn't seem to be going slow enough for wets, but he's obviously not fast enough for where he should be on the slicks. So,
there you see in the background, look, is that Bozzy boy for position and the race leader. So Liam here is really, I mean, he's not doing anything that's quick. Daniel Francis lapping similar pace to him, 2 tenths quicker last time round, but he's lapping a second 1.7 last lap quicker than Rabbit Joe, so he's really brought himself in for a top 4 finish here.
Absolutely. We'll see how that one pans out. Champ in the chat, 24 hours at Bristol, wherever that is. Oh, I know where Bristol, UK is.
I don't think he's on about the UK version. You do about 4,000 laps.
No, I wouldn't want to spend 24 hours in Bristol if I can help it.
No, definitely not.
No, anybody who lives in Bristol, lovely city, visit it regularly. Yeah. If there's not anybody listening from Bristol, no way do I want to spend 24 hours in Bristol.
24 hours of Thruxton, could you imagine that? Church for 24 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours.
That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. 24 hours of Knock Hill. That'd be a lot of slowdowns.
There you go. You turn the track limits
in
off,
a V8 supercar.
Oh, now you're talking. Now
That'd do
you're
it, wouldn't it?
talking. Indeed, it would. Peaceful then has that gap closed down to him by 6.5 seconds now between him and Unorthodox. So Unorthodox just started to catch him. Oh, and there's a crash!
Oh, no!
And is that what we've been waiting for? Who was that off? That Bozzy boy, that's Welshie. Welshie's had a huge spin, and that Bozzy boy has ploughed into him, which has caught Peaceful. And there's Dan, and is that the race gone?
Oh, wow. I looked away for a second. All of a sudden, there's cars flying around all over the place. And I'm going to go back and look at the stream just for a moment and try and work out how that happened. Because, that just all changed things. We were expecting waiting for what's happened here? Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I'm looking myself.
Oh, yes. 3 cars involved there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looks like Welshie's lost it, and as he's coming down the hill, Liam hits him, who bounces sort of into Peaceful. And that has really then threw this race wide open. Monkey Boy could be back in terms of a race with Peaceful now, who's got to pit for bad damage.
Yeah.
I mean, 8.1, an early pit stop may not hurt him. This may make him have to splash and dash at the end of this one, but this has gave Dan the race win, I reckon. Well, barring any dramas.
Wow. As I said, things can happen, and they do, and they did. So it's it could all still happen. Yeah, Peaceful in the pits, as we know.
Oh, we've lost that Bozzy boy. That's a shame.
Oh, have we? Oh.
Now, he was catching Rabbit Joe at such pace. He's now retired. That one is a shame.
Yes, that is a shame for sure. I'm just looking through the comments, and Joe said slick tyre, but per slick tyres, I think the tyre pressures were different to the default setup. Well, that could explain it, couldn't it?
I mean, yeah, but unless you've gone into your pit strategy and changed the pressures themselves, you can't change.
Yeah, how would they change?
They wouldn't change because it's default setup. So unless you've changed them in the pit strategy, they wouldn't change.
Yeah. Well, Champ's saying damage can linger on this game. If you had a big crash, there could be some damage that the crew didn't fix. Did Rabbit Joe had a bad off at all? I don't know. Still got
not sure.
Still in the pits. Look, Monkey Boy is definitely back in second place anyway.
He is for the time being as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Still just under 80 laps to go. Dan now with a 1 minute 16 on this. He can just settle down into a groove and just make sure when he goes past any back markers, he does it very, very, very gingerly, because that seems to be when things go wrong round here, doesn't it?
It does seem to be when things go wrong, when you have a substantial lead. But Dan's got 1 minute 16 now to Monkey Boy, so he's got a massive gap. Rabbit Joe here is going to be on the same lap as Peaceful Explosion, so he's brought himself with dodgy tyres onto the same lap. Interesting.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yes, we're down to 7 runners. Welshie could be on the podium at this rate.
I mean, hey, so could DJ Phil at the moment as well. Daniel Francis back in the pits. Dan now 1 minute 16 ahead. Peaceful P3 still in the pit lane. He's coming out now, so is away. But Joe could gain on him quite quickly here.
Yeah, Michael's saying, which is Peaceful, heavy damage. He's saying Chris had the AI in the car that caused the crash. Chris being Welshie?
Yeah, Chris being Welshie. Yeah.
So Dan's in the pits. He must be going for a.
He's in for his normal stop. Yeah, two litres of fuel. Sebastian Gonzalez. Hey, bro, how are you?
Well, thank you.
Hey, Sebastian, who's your bro? But we are very good, thank you very much.
We are very well, thank you, if we're your bros.
Yeah, thank you very much for that one.
Yes, indeed. And Ian Thompson saying that's really bad news, Michael. I'm gutted for you. Well, we all are, to be fair. We started this. The first half of this race was extremely exhilarating, and it's all gone a bit Pete Tong now. It must be said, as we're down to 7 runners. We started the night with 15. one way or another. Some driver error and miscalculation of reading a fuel gauge is what Gary and Mazda happened to them.
Sutty sped in the pits.
Yeah, he was disqualified. Fury had a massive crash, and then had another. And who else? Monkey Boy, as we just know, has just been. He had an coming together with Fury.
Yeah,
and that's kind of put him back. But he's now 24 seconds off the back of Dan. But I think Dan's a pit stop ahead.
Dan missed the pit lane, didn't he? Do you remember? Dan missed the pits early doors. Peaceful's now had his incident with Liam. Quick question.
There's been plenty of action.
I tried to DM the owner on Instagram. Is there a way to contact you guys? Yes, on Instagram, I am the owner. And I apologise if I've ignored your message or missed your message. I haven't had anything come through. I'll double check now. But do direct messages on Instagram, on Facebook. No, there is nothing. I've had nothing on Instagram, buddy. Simplay Motorsport, the channel.
Yep.
Oh, what's this request?
There you go. Well, Sebastian, you're not actually Jason Plato on a different...
In disguise.
Yeah, in a different name. The things we said about Jason Plato, we didn't mean it. We were just messing. Just in case you are, and you want an address to send the solicitor's letter, then I apologise for anything that we may have said. But yes.
Indeed. No, Sebastian, I haven't had no message, but do get in touch with Simplay Motorsport on Facebook or on Instagram. I've had no message through. So if you want to resend the message, give me another one, and hopefully that one will come through this time. But yeah, that's a shame if you obviously message me wanting to touch with the league. Yeah, it does happen. It's technology.
It happens. I mean, I've got my own business and whatever, and multiple Facebook pages and Instagrams and websites and all the rest of it. It's so easy to miss a message. All these things just seem to get lost in the melee of social media, don't they?
We do, don't we? And technology can play up at times where the message you'll send doesn't come through to everybody. At times I've had that before, whether it's been work or personal or whatever. It's something's not happened. I feel like we've been robbed in a way.
Yeah, a little bit, absolutely. As Dan just puts another lap on DJ Phil, and I do too. This there has been plenty of action.
Yeah.
But we ain't got a lot left. That grandstand that's got about 120,000 people in it is I feel for them as well, because there isn't a lot of cars left, is there?
No, there's not a lot of cars left. Hopefully this won't be the case next Friday, a week tomorrow, the 30th of April, 8-9 p.m. start. Join us throughout the week now to keep your eyes on the Facebook page or the Instagram page for the Nürburgring Nordschleife 24-hour for cancer research in honour of Sabine Schmitz, in which we're bringing you all 24 hours worth of action. Tune in through the night, through the day, get in the chat, get questions in. We'll be having some professional commentary as well as just some on-screen banter, a bit like tonight, really, with the drivers.
Who are we getting in to do that?
Sticky and Sweet. Sweet and Sticky. Sweet and Sticky will be in the box temporarily because Sticky's got to do a job on the track as well.
Absolutely, but I do think Unorthodox will be doing a bit of chat, if not snoring, at some point. So
yeah, we'll be bringing you driver interviews. Me and Kelly in the comms, Dan on the comms as well. We'll try and get some other people in who's not taking part but are able to jump on the commentary side of things. That'll be something fun to see. It's just going to be a fantastic event, and like we say, it's all for cancer research. There'll be a link out to raise as much money as we can for cancer research. Our second charity event here at Simplay, so let's again try and have such an event in where we can create a fun night for the drivers and the people competing, as well as raise some money for such a good cause in honour of the late great Sabine Schmitz, who was the Queen of the Nordschleife, Queen of the Nürburgring, if you will.
Yep, I was doing some research for. I'm putting a little piece together, as you know, Matt. I'm putting a little piece together from my own Facebook pages and so on and so forth to get people that I know and are in my community of people. I work. My daytime job is I manufacture parts for transporter vans, which is a massive community. And what I'm going to try and do is get some of that transporter van community involved just to come along and watch and stuff like that. So been doing a little piece to put on video to release midweek, ready for this event. And I was looking up, and she didn't just win it once, she won it twice, the Nürburgring 24 hour, once in 1996 and then again in 1997. She won the Nordschleife 24 hour. So not just once, wasn't a fluke, she did it twice. So I'd say arguably, and I've said it before, arguably the best female driver of her time. You know, and a real shame to have lost her. So
obviously lost the great Murray Walker, didn't we, in the same week, or just a couple of days before? So it was kind of a hard week for motorsport, wasn't it, in that week?
It was, yes, it was, absolutely. And you know, taking nothing away from Murray Walker, you know, he was an absolute legend on so many levels, and it's such a great ambassador for motorsport. Again, the guy just loved it on every level. You know, motorbikes, touring cars, Formula One, whatever. So
anything with wheels that was competitively racing, it was Murray's thing.
Absolutely. I mean, he would have probably commentated on a shopping trolley race, you know. So and loved it. And you know, we all aspire to his greatness. But you know, he did have a long and full life. He was what was he?
97.
97. Yeah, 97. So that's the type of innings I'm looking for. You know, unfortunately, Shabin left us only at 51. You know, so I mean, that's the tragedy of cancer, and what we want to raise some money for, because you know, the more people that survive, the better. That's one of the reasons why. The other reason is because we can.
Because we can, exactly. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun, Kelly. It's going to be an absolutely cracking event. Just tune in, chat with us in the comments, like the video, watch the stream. Could be a full grid as well, so that's something else we're looking forward to having, is potentially a full grid of the GT3 cars around the Nordschleife combined, so it's the GP mixed into the Nordschleife as well. So it's just going to be an out and out. You know, if you guys watch the 24 hours of Daytona road course in the middle of December, you know, it was a serious event that was plenty of laughs, plenty of thrills and spills inside that one, as well as, you know, the seriousness of the race that was going on in front of us. It's going to be a similar thing. It's going to be taken with the utmost serious, but as well, it's going to be just an enjoyable race and a good laugh between all the competitors who was taking part.
Yes, indeed. And we've got Jamie Brazier said that he's going to be in. He's going to be in the comms box. So he's going to pop in and join us for that one. I take it that you're not going to race it, Jamie, which is a shame. We'd like to see you in there, but
I don't think his internet had hold up for 24 hours.
Oh no, it barely holds up for 24 minutes.
Exactly,
So,
what day is it tomorrow, Matt? It's Friday tomorrow, Jamie, and I'm not doing it until next week. So you're not getting me to do what I know you're trying to get me to do. That will be next week.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll find out next week, Kelly, as well. Or I'll tell you off air.
Right, are you turning up to this one in your mankini again, are you? Is that what it is?
No. So there was I'll tell you now. There was a Lando Norris team radio from, I think, Mugello last season in the F1. Right. And they did a radio check, and there's a song, and at the start of the song they say it's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, what? And if you watch the 24-hour race back, we was pretty much shouting that half the time. It was winding Beth up. It was fun to do. It was fun to wind Beth up, actually. And it's just stuck with some of us who's kept going. You know, Dan was one of the people who was doing it as well. Just a brilliant. Again, it was just part of the laugh. So I know what Jamie wants me to do, and I'm saving it for the 24-hour race, Jamie. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know the track. The Nightcrawlers track. So yeah. Okay. We'll look forward to that.
Jamie's not even said anything about his internet. He's just said, you try standing for 24 hours. Because Jamie stands when he races, doesn't have a chair in his room. Yeah, he told me this the other week. So every race Jamie does is he stands. He doesn't have a desk. His telly's on the wall. His PlayStation's, I think he said, in the wardrobe. And he says, if I get comfortable on my bed, I'll start to nod off. So to keep the utmost focus, I stand up when I'm racing. And I'm like, wow, okay, so we've done some long races where you've stood up the entire time. He's like, yeah, I know. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, no wonder he's not doing the 24 hours. He don't want to stand for the whole thing.
No, well, fair play. Again, I wouldn't want to stand for 24 minutes, let alone 24 hours. And how everybody does their thing, isn't it? It's quite interesting. We know that Gary 131 has had his wheels set up on an ironing board in the past, and Jaden Brazier stands up. I mean, that would just feel very bizarre for me.
That's what we're like at
Simply.
I've ever driven. It's not your normal everyday sim rig and steering wheel. It's an ironing board and an armchair for Gary, or it's your own 2 feet for Jamie Brazier.
Yeah, and I've driven a lot of cars in my time, and some of them took some driving, but I've never had to stand up in any of them. So it's although there was an old Ford cargo lorry that you had to near enough stand up to change gear in, but yeah, it was it's not something I've done. So that would feel so incredibly alien. Wow, fair enough.
Could you imagine Fred standing up in the car? It'd be Fred Flintstone in it, wouldn't it? Really, feet out the bottom and running away with it.
I've had a couple that have been like that as well. That are so rotten that you could probably put your foot through the floor. I've had a couple like that back in the day as well. A Ford Cortina with no rear wheel arches in the back. So it wasn't brilliant.
No. Well,
it was scrap, but there we go.
Rabbit Joe's just been in and out of the pits, and Daniel Francis is now up into P4. He's passed him and is actually 1 minute 30 ahead of him. We'll see if that time goes back right. But Daniel Francis now up into P4. Rabbit Joe down into 5th. Of the 7 out of 15 runners that started this race, we're down to 7 left. And it's really just at this point now started to get a little bit...
dull?
Yeah. Putting it nicely, it's just started to... We've been robbed of the race win. We've been robbed of the battle between Fiore and that Buzzy Boy and Daniel Francis and Rabbit Joe, and we've kind of,
Yeah, a little bit. And hey, look, we've still got 65
laps. No, 60.
60 laps to go. So, it's...
Yeah, Daniel Francis 5 laps down on the leader on Orthodub, so he's on Orthodub's on 140, so it'll be when he crosses the line. Oh, it's Daniel going up high.
Gets up there, yeah.
Yeah, and he was about to put a lap on. He was about to put a lap on Rabbit Joe there for P4 as well, and really staying ahead of Joe. Now, question is, Joe, did he change his tyres? He was saying in the chat about tyre problems. Did he change his tyres in that pit stop? We'll have to wait and see, and we'll have to keep an eye on his pace.
See what his lap times are.
Was running in the 48s, wasn't he? So we'll have to see on his pace. We're getting to a point of the race now where people are going to be pitting for... you're going to get to about 40 odd laps. So within the next 16 laps, people are going to be 16 to 20 laps. People are going to be pitting for maybe the final time of this race. It's going to be interesting to see. Joe, I think, looking at his fuel, he's just come out the pits, will splash and dash at the end. 40 laps from now, he's going to need to pit on about 175, 180 for himself.
Yeah, indeed. Let's have a buzz through and see.
What's happened?
Dan's been off, has he?
Hello.
Or
now
Dan,
then, he's got damage.
What's going on? Dan's nodded off, has he? What's happened? Is Dan now carrying damage? As you say, we cut onto him there, and he was in the middle of the track on the infield there. I don't know what he was doing.
That front right left of the bonnet, Kelly, is lifted.
Yeah.
He's staying out.
Yeah, well, if there's damage, he might feel that he's going to live with it for a few more laps. I don't know what happened there. So I jumped on to see what he was like on fuel. With 40 litres still in the tank, so he's got a few laps left before he does another lap. But as the
1 minute 19 his lap time was. So
he's
had a bit. So that's a big off. Big off.
That's a big off. Yeah, I was looking at that thinking that can't be right. But 1 minute 19 that last lap. So it's not exactly got Monkey Boy breathing down his neck, but it certainly. It certainly helps for Monkey Boy for Dan to have dropped that much time. And as I say, what happened? We don't quite know what happened to Dan there, but he certainly something. So he's back in the 46s now, so he can't have
terrible damage because he's back into 46.8s. Straight back up to speed, the same as Monkey Boy and Peaceful, really.
So the damage isn't affecting him that bad, whatever it is. He is in the slipstream of Rabbit Joe. Joe doing 48 still, so clearly something wrong. I reckon Joe has changed something on his pit strategy, which when you edit your pit strategy before the race... Joe's got all out to show. He's held it. He's held it.
Yeah, he did.
He's done well.
Yeah, a bit of a moment there, but he got hold of it. Yeah, so, well recovered, Joe.
So you can't edit your setup before the race, but what you can do is edit your pit strategy. Now, when you edit your pit strategy, you can change tyre pressures and brake bits for when you come into the pits. Now, if he's played with his tyre pressures on the pit strategy, so when he pits for a change of tyres, he's probably gone the wrong way. He would have just been better off leaving it default, because he has gone the wrong way about that one then. Monkey Boy 55 seconds off the back of Unorthodox now. If Dan does get a bit more damage, or Dan does have another moment, Monkey Boy could be back in this one.
Yes, indeed, and we've still got plenty of laps, so these guys could make mistakes. We could have race on again, and we could end up with an interesting battle towards the end. Or that's what we're hoping for. We don't want to see too many people drop it, but we do want to see some battles going on. No one's really close to anybody at the moment, at all, are they? So.
No, it's a quiet one at the moment in terms of battles. I think Welshie and DJ Phil are probably the two that's on the same lap, 10 minutes 13 off the leader and 10 minutes 40, so them two are close to each other in terms of track position, but no one else really. Daniel Francis is now well in front of the others, so we'll have to see what happens at the moment.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, indeed. And this is the thing, isn't it? They can always pan out this way, and not every race can be not every race can be super exciting. But as I said, we've had our fair share of excitement towards the beginning of this race. Yeah,
we've had a lot of drama towards the beginning, a few incidents here and there, but also some great battles between these guys, Peaceful, Monkey Boy and Unorthodox, in terms of the slipstreaming and the strategies for for quite a majority of the race, I'd say. Absolutely brilliant battles, and really since Fury and Monkey Boy caught each other, Peaceful and Liam caught each other, and then Dan sort of missed the pits, they've kind of just spread out, them three. We then lost Liam and Fury from the session, which ruined the strategy battle between him, that Bozzy Boy, Daniel Francis and Rabbit Joe. Welshie's back in the pit, so he's going to lose out massively to DJ Phil, but is in a position where he could get to the end of the race. Now 56 laps, he'll probably be splashing and dashing at the end.
Yes, indeed. And do you know what? I think I'm going to treat myself to a new microphone soon, because I've just taken my headset off. I run your silky voice through my speakers, Matt, purely because the headphones on my head does my head in around my ears all the time, and I end up shouting. My missus said, "Oh, you shut up, you keep shouting." But I've just taken them off and put them in front of me at the moment, because it gets all kind of clammy and whatever around my neck. But I'm going to buy one of those. I'm going to buy a professional head mic, I think, and use that. Going to look like Madonna.
Looking for one myself, to be fair. Looking for a bit more of a better mic on a stand, something that I can move around. Joe in the chat saying that I didn't touch my pit strategy. I think that's where I went wrong. I should have changed the pressures to match the Daytona Speedway setup. Joe, if you've not touched the pit strategy, the tyre pressures should be the same. It wouldn't have changed it for anything. So, if you're not using a pit strategy and you're just going off of pitting in and refilling the tank, then it wouldn't have changed the tyre pressures. Jamie Brazier, what would be great now is if it started raining. Don't say that, because I nearly put rain on, but it would have rained for 50 laps. So I was tempted to do it. Well, as we know, I'm a future teller, and I'm going to tell the future by saying the 24-hour race will be all in the day. No, it won't be.
All in the day? That'd be interesting. Oh, was that?
That's Welshie.
Welshie, was it?
He struggled tonight, hasn't he, Welshie? We've seen him drive better. He struggled tonight. I wonder if he's on the pad still, maybe not on the wheel. I know he's had a few wheel issues over the season. He's had to race the season on the pad. So hopefully he can get the wheel sorted for Season 3 in the Pro category. Teaming up with Rabbit Joe next season. So that'll be an interesting one to see.
In Pro, yeah.
In
of course
Pro,
it will be,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Interesting one to see. Next season, starting in a couple of weeks'
Are we
time.
all, are you all signed up for the new season? Is both categories full?
Both categories full. Both categories full.
Excellent.
I think everybody's teamed up in the Pro. And I think I've got 2 teams in the Pro-Am at the minute. I think everybody else is still waiting to find a teammate.
Right.
In the Pro-Am, bar 2 teams. Obviously, one of them being yourself. I'm not going to say anything. I think we revealed who it was the other week, didn't we, when we did the World Cup?
Yeah.
The other one being another 2 drivers, which I don't think have announced yet. So we'll leave that one for the time being. And everybody else in the Pro-Am still waiting for a teammate. One driver who we're still umming about is somebody that Welshie knows, who might be at work that sort of afternoon on a later shift. So we're waiting to hear back from him. He's the only unsure driver at the moment, but there is a driver in reserve waiting to come in. If that is the case, hopefully, fingers crossed, he is able to race, because he won his first ever race at the last race of the season last year. So it'd be nice to have him back on the grid here, as Dan and Dan, the 2 Dans, towing each other around yet again here at Daytona.
Yes, indeed. And that'll help both of them. So what about Pro? Have we got kind of the usual suspects coming back in Pro?
Yep, usual suspects. Obviously, bar Fury, who got relegated, and Deeks, who got relegated. And then obviously with G dropping out and AH dropping out in the season, Mazda filled that seat. Monkey Boy comes up with that Bozzy Boy and Rabbit Joe coming up to make it a full 16-car grid. Apart from that, everybody else is back.
Excellent.
So yeah, 2 16-car grids, all being well by the time the season goes ahead, and it's something that the Pro is as well. A lot of car changes potentially for next season. So a lot of teams talking different cars for next year. Obviously, yourself new to the season with your teammates. That's a new car, if you will, to this. Although I know what car you're driving. It's kind of new because you've not used it before. But I think the Leach brothers are on about changing. I think Sutty and Phil want to change. Last time I heard from Andy and Emo Guy, they wanted to change. Dan, I'm not sure about whether if it's the Porsche
I think
or
Dan
not.
will stay. I think. Well, I know Dan's talked about using the Ginetta, but as anybody who drives Project Car knows, the Ginetta is fantastic around the corners, but very, very slow in the straights. So
yeah, indeed,
I think he might have gone off that, and he might well be staying with the Porsche.
Yeah, I think Mazda's already announced in the group that him and Keegs are using the M6. So the M6 is staying. But I know Mazda, and there's still 3 weeks until the season. So he could test every other GT3 car from now until then. The M6 isn't guaranteed for them to. We'll wait until we see what they turn up on race night as to what they're driving. As much as they could say that they're in the M6 now, what are they going to be in 3 weeks' time? So yeah, a few different cars, maybe a few new cars coming onto the grid as well. I've seen the Bentley be tested a bit by a few teams. The Audi's been tested a little bit. I've seen the Acura tested.
Really?
Yes, a couple of people tested the Acura. The ones that are keeping it very close to the chest, normally I kind of know what people are looking at in terms of teammates or cars. Yeah. The only one I don't know is the Leach brothers, Gary and Little Leach, keeping it very hidden. I've been told they're testing other cars, but I don't. They've not sort of said, yeah, it could be this, Matt, could be that, Matt. Normally I know who's teammates with who and who's driving what or who's testing what. Yeah, this one, not a clue. As peaceful then.
because they were in the Porsche for last season, weren't they?
Well, 2 seasons they've had in the Porsche now, and won the constructors in both seasons. And obviously Gary's won his is a two-time drivers champion in the Porsche. So it's kind of, do you stick with what you know, or do you change it and maybe risk running not defending your title?
Wow. Yes, this is it.
Interesting one. Something we'll have to keep an eye on.
And we'll see, because as well as being as well as signing up for Pro-Am, I will obviously be with you if you want me. To commentate the season in the pros. So really looking forward to that and seeing what the Leach brothers end up with and what they can do with it. So and the other guys, Dan's going to have a new teammate.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's common knowledge, but I know he's got a new teammate. And again, I think I know what car they're running. Which I'm hoping is exactly the same car as mine, because I'm going to let Dan do all my race engineer stuff and setups, and let him do all that silliness, and then I can just jump off the back of his hard work. Really,
yeah. Dan does all the work, and you take all the glory.
Yeah, well,
and why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not? I think he owes me a couple of favours, you know.
I bet he does as well. So Dan, come on, help your dad out.
Yeah. It's. I hope he's picking the same car as.
If he is picking the same car as you want his wet setups. That's for sure. We've seen what he's like at Simplay in the wet. You'll want them if he's in the same car. The same bit of machinery here. Oh, indeed, he's quite the specialist in the wet. Obviously, we all remember his lap round Bathurst Race 1. Fantastic bit of driving as well. Jamie Brazy, there'll definitely be a lot more variety compared to last season, he says. So maybe he knows what cars are being used, and maybe he knows the variety of cars on display. But all looking good. Lap 157 around Daytona here with 200 laps all in all. So they've got 43 laps to go. Dan on the lead lap, the only car on the lead lap. From Monkey Boy in P2, had his problems with Fury earlier doors, that's why he's dropped a bit back off the pace. I say a bit back, a lap and a bit down. Peaceful in third, he had a big hefty hunt which cost him a lot of time in the pits, as that is Daniel Francis, who was on the undercarriage part of the track and comes back up and clips the wall again. He's P4, and Daniel Francis has drove well in this race so far, was down the order a bit, came back up, had an incident, came back up again. He's doing well. Rabbit Joe P5 on the wrong tyre, and his lap time still in the 48s. Well, he's not on the wrong tyre, he's on the slicks or wets, and he says he's not on the wet tyre, so not sure what is wrong with Joe. His pace, 190 down the straights, that's what the guys are doing. So it's all about being smooth in these cars and not clipping the wall. But Joe at the minute seeming to be struggle. DJ Phil still going in P6 in the 2 shades of green car here. What a job DJ Phil's done. He's still going. He's currently 11 minutes 29 seconds off the lead lap, and Welshie as well still going in the number 50 car in P7. And where's he going? It looked like it was crabbing a bit to me. That did. He's going to dive in. Got plenty of fuel left, so maybe just a bit of damage for Welshie to fix as he comes into the pits, and DJ Phil puts another lap on him. That man there hasn't stopped waving that green flag for 159 laps.
He hasn't, and as we said, an arm like Popeye. Maybe Welshie's getting back in the car, because we did hear that he had the AI. What's going on there?
Dan! Dan and Dan in the wall!
No.
Now, was they trying to lap Peaceful? I'm not sure what was happening there, but was they trying to lap Peaceful? I don't know. But Dan has ended up in the wall, and Monkey Boy now has Unorthodox had another spin, because Monkey Boy's 5 seconds off the back of him.
And about to go past him.
Yeah, so we said it's going to chop and change this one. And Dan is now P2, and if he's going to have big damage on the front of that car, it could potentially be P3. Or Daniel Francis as well in that one could now lose out to Rabbit Joe. Oh, how it's top turned. Peaceful Daniel Francis.
There was somebody else involved. I just looked back at the stream. There was someone else involved, black and white car, so I don't know if it was Rabbit Joe. Peaceful. Was it Peaceful?
Yeah, I'm sure they was lapping Peaceful Explosion.
Dan was coming up behind Peaceful, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, wow. Was they...
Dan's still in front.
Oh, Dan does still lead, so the timing screen must have had a bit of a glitch and sorted itself out. Now, Dan can pit for the final time to go to the end of this race. You get about 40-odd laps of fuel here. Dan's on lap 160. Get it slowed down, Dan. Yeah, just about. And a good early pit stop. Pit crew not out, but he surely got to repair damage. Now, what's Monkey Boy's fuel load? This is the question. Monkey Boy, he'll be coming in for one more stop till the end. What about Peaceful in all of this? He'll be coming in sooner rather than later till the end as well. So now is a question of Daniel Francis as well. He's had to come in. He'll be making one stop till the end. Now is a question for Dan and Dan. Can Rabbit Joe get Daniel Francis? We think Rabbit Joe's got one more stop to make. Can Unorthodox get till the end with Monkey Boy and Peaceful having to pit, is this not the worst thing for Unorthodox here? Could we have that fight at the end again?
Yeah, well, possibly, yes, absolutely. But I think if Dan was going to have an accident, that was the best time to have it. Because he was getting low on his fuel. He was in that kind of pit window towards the end, and he had a nice gap at the time. So this could have just panned out. This could have been a Lewis Hamilton moment here for Dan. Do you know what I mean? He ends up making a mistake, but being in the right place at the right time.
Now, Dan's away, but is ultimately going to be a lap down on Monkey Boy. Now, can he get that lap back when Monkey Boy pits? Dan is away on pit road, so Dan's coming out the pits now. So I think he should come out with Peaceful, but I think his fight will be with Monkey Boy when he manages to unlap himself when Monkey Boy pits for his final stop within the next 3 or 4 laps. This could be the end to the race that we've sort of missed in that middle bit.
Yes, maybe so. Maybe so. So Peaceful's there. Dan is now out and getting up to speed. But as you say, it depends where. We think that'll be Daniel Dunn, pit stop wise.
Yeah.
Barring that he has any more aggravation or trouble or whatever. So it is really going to be about where Monkey Boy ends up after his pit stop, which is going to happen in 3 or 4 laps time, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon so. Peaceful will be in within the next 2 laps, I reckon, 1 or 2 laps, whereas Monkey Boy will be in within 3 or 4 laps, I reckon. So I don't think Peaceful's anything to worry about for Dan. Rabbit Joe has got past Daniel Francis, so Daniel Francis' hard work that he was on about has gone back down the drain here, and is he still in the pits? He's on his way out the pits now, so Rabbit Joe can count his lucky stars. Does he have to pit again? That'll be the interesting one to see. We'll keep an eye on Rabbit Joe and Daniel Francis battle, but certainly the one to watch is when Monkey Boy pits, because he won't need a full tank of fuel. It will get you about 40 odd laps, and there's only 37 to go, 36 to go now as he crosses the line. So if he's got damage, does he repair it? Does he pit for a full tank of fuel? What does he go for? We know you lose about 1 and 3/4, if not 2 laps, don't you, in the pit? So Dan can unlap himself and then get back round to try and gain on him. It could be a battle to the finish.
And that's what we're hoping for, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's been a bit dull these last 50-60 laps.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so...
And this is why the Brits don't watch oval racing.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, we've said it before, what we're missing here is the safety car, the full course cautions and the way that NASCAR runs, because that brings all the pack back together and kind of resets things. Do you know what I mean? And that is the kind of beauty of that system, isn't it? We don't have a facility to do that. You know, and for the crash that Dan would have had there, even though he's able on the game to get round to the pits, that could have brought the safety car out. He could have then pitted under the safety car, unlapped himself, got back on the lead lap, and away we go, albeit at the back of the pack. But then away we go. As Daniel Francis is now drafting with Monkey Boy then, who leads this one by 1:06. Peaceful's only a couple of seconds down the road from Dan, but we believe Peaceful is in this lap. He's got to be running very close to no fuel as Peaceful. Yeah, 1.6. I think he's got enough to get back to the pits from there. He's down the back straight now, so Peaceful looks like he's got enough to get it to the pits. So that will then allow Dan to have that bit of breathing space away from Peaceful, 4.5 seconds, and Monkey Boy's due in within the next 2 or 3 laps, I reckon. So this is the one now where let's see what Monkey Boy's pit stop is. Let's see how long quick Dan can get around to get him. This is where the drama's going to happen. In the chat, Daniel Francis said, "Oops," and then going on to say, "Comedy of errors. We try and engage the draft." Yes, absolutely, Daniel. I've got a big book of excuses as well. So it went a little bit badly, a little bit peaked on there, but he's. I mean, the way they caught Peaceful, though, to me, did Peaceful not look slow to you? I thought Daniel was further back off Peaceful than that, so I don't know if maybe initiated with Peaceful having a bit of a rub against the wall or something like that. I don't know. To me, it looked like Dan tried to squeeze through the middle as he was like gaining on Peaceful, and then just
obviously Dan Francis was there. Do you know what I mean? That's what I kind of took away from it, was that Dan Francis was there, and as Peaceful kind of quickly gained, it looked like he tried to come through the middle, so he didn't plough into the back of Peaceful, and it just went horribly wrong. But I mean, hey.
We don't know. I mean, Daniel had no need to take risks. Do you know what I mean?
No, and here is he coming in? Yes, right. Now this is the battle we need. He's got to get it
down. Slow it down. Slow it down.
That
didn't help, did it?
That's definitely not helped. That's now not even going to help even more. The fact he's just driven... And bearing in mind, it's the AI in the pits. It's not them. They've struggled with pit entry tonight of people, haven't they?
Yeah. And they were warned. We were in the pre-race chat, weren't we? And I can't remember who said it, but somebody warned
Peaceful said it.
Peaceful. Yeah, Peaceful said it. Come off the gas when you come around that last corner, because you'll never slow it down. And that is very evident as we see Dan is about to go through... and back into the lead of this race.
No, he's unlapped himself. He's unlapped
himself, and he's going to go. Got to go round again before he goes back into the lead.
Yeah, for some reason, the timing screen just wants to glitch out and make it look like Dan's a lot closer, unless you're on him. So Monkey Boy still in the pits, may have a bit of damage to fix now after hitting the wall the AI hitting the wall. So we may have just been robbed of that that little battle.
Yeah, we might have been robbed again. Yeah. Monkey Boy could have done with slowing that down a bit quicker, and I mean he avoided being disqualified, but then put the AI into a bit of a confused mode. So
Dan leads now.
Yeah, now back in front, and Monkey Boy's still in the pits, and so I mean this could be. We thought when Daniel had a crash that might be a race changer, but Monkey Boy's pit entry might have just sealed the fate of this race, really.
Yeah, Peaceful Explosion could pass Monkey Boy here as well. This could be quite interesting here, as Dan could put a lap on Monkey Boy because of that damage. Monkey Boy is now away. Dan's coming into the final couple of corners as Monkey Boy will be trying to get up to speed. So Dan will lap Monkey Boy here. Where's Peaceful in all of this one? Coming down the back straight now, so he's still quite a way off the back of Monkey Boy. As Monkey Boy has just left the pit exit. Dan puts a lap on Monkey Boy. So there's how close we wanted them to be. But on the lead lap for first and second, it's now a lap's difference between them. But Monkey Boy here has got a race on. Him and Peaceful are now on the same lap as each other. 29 seconds is the gap. That gap will still continue to come down while Peaceful is at speed. Monkey Boy's trying to get to speed. And there's Peaceful coming into turn 1 and... turn 1 is the little banking in it. This is turn 2 and 3. As Monkey Boy's halfway down the back straight. So Peaceful here, not a million miles behind.
No, but still a little bit to do. What is he? 13 seconds? 12 13 seconds behind behind Monkey Boy. So Peaceful still got a bit of work to do. We're just a tad over 30 laps left. And so he's got a bit of work to do in that time, but we'll see how this pans out. So we're thinking that none of these guys are going to have to stop again.
I'm not sure about none of the leaders will, the top three.
No.
Gio is the only one I reckon may have to pit, as DJ Phil's just proved us wrong and come into the pits. Dan Francis has pitted same time as Unorthodox. Monkey Boy and Peaceful have just pitted, so I think Rabbit Joe may have to pit. Welshie I'm not too sure about. But in terms of the front three, they're definitely not in for the rest of this race. Unorthodox might be on the cusp of did he make the 40 laps sort of thing, because he pitted on 160. So depending on how much fuel he uses now, he may have to splash it for one lap. But he could always lift and coast.
Or he could drop it into lean.
No, because default setups doesn't allow you to change your fuel map.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, he might... Yeah.
So, Dan could have to... I mean, he's got a lap. He's got 49 seconds on Monkey Boy, so...
Yeah.
Actually, where is... Oh, Monkey Boy's right there behind him, who is a lap down. So, splash and dash. He's not going to lose too much time, is he really? Not repair damage, in for 2 laps of fuel and out.
It's a funny one, though, isn't it? There's all the risk.
We say that. He's got to get it slowed down into the pit lane, hasn't he, I suppose?
Yeah, exactly. And there's all the risk of taking that splash and dash. So it's one Dan's going to have to look at as he gets a bit closer to it. I mean, he's got Monkey Boy's got to catch him up and pass him.
Yeah.
I would be going for track position and maybe just lift and coasting a bit. I know it's normally flat out all the way round, but he could afford to lose a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Before Monkey Boy even catches him and passes him, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. Track position in my book might be key, you know.
Yeah, it might be key, and lifting and coasting while you've got a lap and a bit over your closest challenger is nothing. Peaceful's got the gap down to just over 10 seconds, like 11 seconds, I'd say, 10.9 maybe, to Monkey Boy. So he's coming slowly, and there's plenty of time for that 10 seconds to be gained.
I tell you what, I would also consider if I was Dan, and I was thinking I was marginal on field, is to let Monkey Boy pass me, as he has a bit of a rub against the wall. Let Monkey Boy pass me and then get in his slip to try and save fuel.
Yeah. And that little bit of a lift off as well, letting the car roll, if you was to lift off just a little bit, could save you that bit of fuel anyway, in terms of letting Monkey Boy catch up to you. Because like you say, he's about half a straight behind Dan. There's Dan halfway around the banking in front of us. So yeah, as Peaceful's got the gap down to 10.6 now, so he's coming. Peaceful did have somebody's slipstream. He's now kind of on his own, so I don't know who's dropped off. He's gaining on DJ Phil though, so can he get the slip off of DJ Phil? That'll be one we remain to see, and maybe make some ground on Monkey Boy on this one then. His lap time last time round was a 46.5, so quite quick for Peaceful. Dan though, we saw Dan lose it early doors, Kelly, going back to Dan losing it earlier on his own. Remember when we changed to him? Dan won't want another moment like that, because if that gives him a bit of damage, well, that could be another story.
Yeah, I was just thinking it through, and yeah, you're quite right. He could lift and coast for a couple of laps now. Let Monkey Boy catch him up, and then drop in behind Monkey Boy and use his slip to save fuel. Then again, he may not need to. So
yeah, it's all a bit of a guessing game at the minute. One thing we know for sure is that Peaceful is going to try and make things interesting, hopefully, for the final 25 laps here. He's going to use the toe of DJ Phil. Oh, he's going to... Oh
dear,
that all got a bit close quite quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
He's gaining, he's 10.4 off the back of Monkey Boy, but again, no toe for the two leaders, and Dan has had a moment.
Has he? Yes, he has.
Oh dear.
What is Dan up to?
Now, what did we just say about making things that little bit interesting and having a moment?
Yeah.
And one thing's for sure, he wouldn't have wanted to use too much throttle to rejoin the track, because that would have cost him a bit of fuel. A bit more fuel than normal. So, Dan...
So what happened? Yeah, what happened there then? You know,
I don't know. I was on board
track.
I was on board Peaceful and saw that the red dot was slow coming out of turn 3, out of the first long left-hander, and Dan he's made a little mistake. Has he dipped a wheel on the under bit and lost it?
Maybe.
I tried a bit before we came on air, and it's so easy to dip a wheel down onto that and lose the car. Is that what Dan's done? Well, 28 seconds now, and Peaceful's 39. Yeah. The top three are all on the lead lap here, so this could get interesting. We said, Dan, would he make another mistake? And he has. Luckily, he doesn't look like he's got any damage, but that gap's 27 seconds, and a big off again, because look, a 1 minute 5 lap there for Dan. So a big off.
Yeah, certainly. Let's say, is it past Daniel's bedtime? Does he keep nodding off a little bit, or what? Because he had a couple of mistakes all on his own, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and well, I mean, the amount of mistakes that have happened in this race, you know, you'd be lucky to be last, wouldn't you? With the amount of incidents that Dan's been involved in, but still, he's 24 seconds. We've lost him.
We've lost Dan.
He's gone.
Oh, what's happened?
Oh no.
Kelly, try and get Dan in the chat for an interview. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah. So he's gone. So that puts Monkey Boy up.
Wow. So now then, the race is between Monkey Boy and Peaceful. 10 seconds between the pair for the race lead now then. Oh, what has happened to Dan?
Don't know. I'm just going to message him.
And the thing is, he's retired to the pits because the white dot in the pit lane is Dan. So he's retired to the pits here.
He's off the timing screen, so isn't he? So I can't.
Yeah,
jump to him.
He's retired to the garage. So his car will be parked up, and that'll be it. That'll be job done.
About that.
So Rabbit Joe, he's going to get a podium here.
Yes, he is.
Wow, out of nothing.
Yes, he is.
Struggling with his
After being
tyres.
on the wrong tyres, or
Yeah.
something wrong with his tyres, all the way through the race, he's on the podium.
But now,
Gosh,
Peaceful needs 10.5 seconds to gain on Monkey Boy to make these last 23 laps a bit more interesting here.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, damn.
Dan. I've just messaged him, so we'll see what. See if he comes back to me. He might be just having a few tears at the moment. DQ'd.
Speeding in the pits then.
Did he go into the...
Did he come into the pits to fix some damage?
Maybe.
Oh, can we get him in the party?
Well, I don't know.
Let me try and do it through my phone, so we don't have to cut the screen, because I know...
I'll message him, see if he... I'll say you want him in the party. So, we're down to 6 runners now. Matt wants...
Yeah. We're down to... Yeah, six people. I don't really know what to say about it, Kelly, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's
Gutted.
It's a bit heartbreaking, and here he is. Dan!
Here he is, yeah.
What's
I was just
happened?
about to send him a message. He's probably heard me on stream. Mate, what happened?
Me trying to make the stream interesting and actually gone and ruined it for myself.
How?
So I went into the banking and tried to do a fake spin to try and bring that gap down to Monkey Boy and Peaceful to try and make it a little bit more lively. Misjudged the spin and hit the wall, and then came into the pits to do the repairs, locked the rear brakes, and it span in the pits and confused me.
Yeah.
So
mate,
the troubles with the pits go on.
I was just seeing the gap, and I was just like, I want to put a bit of a show on, so I tried to do something to try and make it look like it was a mistake, but then not a mistake, deliberate kind of thing, and yeah, it ended up kicking me in the ass, basically.
And we're down to the 10 drivers. Sorry, we're down from 15 to 6. 10. I wish we had 10 drivers on there. That'd be a lot better than 6. And there's still a 10-second gap for the lead.
Yes, indeed. So, Dan, I mean, you driving towards the front all the way through that. We had a cracking good battle at the beginning of the race with you, Monkey Boy, and Peaceful, and you guys kind of broke away from the rest of the pack, and we're having a cracking good battle. But you've had your fair share of incidents through that race, didn't you?
Yeah, again, I was just trying to liven things up a little bit. I mean, I could have easily have just stayed and gone all the way around, not stopping at all. But again, I was trying to liven things up a little bit. But,
what was the one that happened between yourselves? You was behind Peaceful with Daniel Francis. What was that one?
So that's basically miscommunication. That was actually not deliberate. So Peaceful said that he was slowing down, and then Daniel Francis was like, "Yeah, I'm going to slow down as well." And then Peaceful was like, "No, overtake. No, you overtake." And I was just like, "Oh, whatever. I'm going to overtake the pair of you. You both being slow." And then Daniel didn't realise I was there, and
I said, didn't I? I said Kelly went through the middle of them because Peaceful looked slow. I said that.
They both slowed down at the same time, and they were side by side in the curve, and I was like, "This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work."
I said that to Kelly on stream.
Yeah.
I think Peaceful looked slow, and Dan's tried to go through the middle of him, and it didn't work.
No. I mean, even after that, if I just kept it going round, I would have been fine. But there's me trying to put a bit of a show on, and it's failed miserably.
I mean, hey, it's all about next Friday, isn't it?
Exactly, and I'm going to have discussions with my teammate because I think we should change car now with its default setups.
Hold the phone on that one. There's a poll going out, so hold the phone on that one.
Oh, okay. So if it's default, we're switching. If it's not, then we're sticking.
What we switching to, or what? Are we not going to say on stream?
Acora. No,
The what?
definitely not the Acora. Definitely not.
Acora.
It'll be the two options. If it's open up, then it'll be the Porsche.
Yeah.
If it's the default setups, Dad, we're running a Ginetta.
What? I suppose there is a lot of corners.
But a lot of corners. And
one long straight where we can watch everyone go past us.
But hey, I'd have done so much overtaking that by the time they catch us and you get in the car, they will just out drag you down that straight anyway. So it'll be all right.
Okay. Well, we'll wait to see what the poll says, eh?
Yeah.
The poll
you're
just
hoping it's open now. You're hoping it stays open now, aren't you?
Team Prolapse, you're watching the wrong stream.
You're
You're watching my personal stream. Get on Simplay Motorsport stream. You're on the wrong stream. You're on my personal one.
Nicky.
Get on the Simplay Motorsport one. You're on the wrong one. Team Prolapse. Bad damage for Joe, hence why he's in the pits. Does this allow Daniel Francis the podium after his up and down race? We've got 16 to go. There's 3 people watching my personal stream. Guys, who's watching my personal stream? Simplay Motorsport. Get on there. That's where the proper the actions happen and the conversations are in the chat. So head over to there as Joe has been overtaken by Daniel Francis. So the battle for third is now on because Joe's just come out of the pits, and if he can get up to speed, he could try and gain on Daniel Francis. But I don't fancy it because his tyres are going horribly wrong or something.
Yeah, it's quite right. He's been having tyre trouble all the way through.
I have to say, my wrist is gone. My left wrist is completely
Well, I'm not
gone.
surprised. You've been at the gym all evening and now you've come home to just turn left.
I mean,
you didn't need a work.
I didn't change tyres neither. I think at one point, a group of them decided to change tyres, and I was like, I don't see the point. I can keep going. And towards the end, the wheel was shaking so hard in the
Was
bankings.
it like Champ and Andy's on the banking at the Daytona 24? Was it like that?
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go, Team Prolapse. You're in. You're in. This is the stream you need to be on.
Better late than never. I hope you're not going to take this attitude when we go pro-am.
Yeah, Prolapse. Anyway, Champ's been here for the whole night. You've missed it. You could have had your chance to get at him, and you've missed it. We're 14 laps from the end.
Oh wait, what? Champ was in the chat? Oh, I wish I'd
Champ's
never
been in the chat the whole time.
I wish I never dropped it now.
Because he's put in the chat, I think Dan sped in the pits because it didn't come up as him disconnecting. He was going into the pits as it happened. You could say he did an Andy from Monza short. Prolapse getting something wrong. What else is new? That's obviously in relation to being on the opposite stream.
We work hard to get things wrong. This is a full-time profession.
I'm surprised they haven't had a go at me yet for not joining them and doing a Formula Renault test, to be fair. I was literally joining their session and then...
Tests? Why am I not invited to tests? Am I not a team member? What the hell? You know?
Do you race Formula Renault?
Not the point.
Not the point, Dan. Not the point.
Not the point.
You're commentating. You're commentating right now. You always say, Thursday night I'm busy for Matt. So we got to be prepped and ready for... I got to be prepped and ready for Singapore tomorrow, and then Suzuka on the day after. So
it's not about tomorrow and the day after though, Dan, is it? It's about the 24 next week. That's what it's really about.
It is
24. That's what it's all about.
I'm stocking up on my Red Bull right now.
Excellent. We need to talk about that, Dan. We've got to get together and talk about logistics.
I've got a day off now.
Oh, excellent. That's cool. I'll see you about 4 o'clock when I finish work.
Oh, okay.
We'll work it out. We need to chat. We need to chat about setup and snacks.
Now, what's happened to Peaceful? I was just about to say he's dropped well off the back of Monkey Boy. He's in the pits. He's got plenty of fuel left.
Yeah.
Tyres gone. Damage. Well,
don't know.
That then is Monkey Boy putting a lap on Peaceful to start lap 188, 189. That's Monkey Boy's race win. But we've said that before, haven't we, Kelly? And it's not gone according to plan this evening.
I think we said lap 110. Oh, that's the race over. I think we probably said about lap 135. Oh, that's the lap over. 150. Well, that's the lap over. That's the race over. So yeah, we have said it more than once this evening. Indeed. Anything could happen, but Monkey Boy is now nearly 2 minutes ahead and gaining, isn't it?
Yeah, Peaceful's still in the pit lane here. His car's not moving yet, so he's obviously got some damage somewhere and he's still in the pits then. So it does look like Monkey Boy is going to win this one. Caught Phil damaged again. So we said earlier that when he was passing DJ Phil, he left the move till late. Yeah. So he's got some damage. Yeah. So that one then does look like Monkey Boy's got this win now. 2 laps up over Peaceful Explosion.
This is where he disconnects.
I don't think Peaceful will disconnect. It's not often he finishes on the podium.
No, not
so,
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Could do. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rabbit Joe will be on the podium again. Hey, 2 more disconnected. DJ Phil gets a podium. So, guys, thumbs up for the DJ Phil potential podium here, because we started with 15. There's only 6 left.
And anything could happen. And in the words of the late Murray Walker, anything could happen, and it probably will.
Yeah. They'll probably...
earlier on when there was that big accident between Welshie and
Peaceful and
that Buzzy
Liam.
boy.
Yeah.
Welshie had the AI in.
Yeah, we saw in the comments, it's Daniel Francis clouts the wall.
Yeah, that AI was incredibly slow and incredibly sketchy.
Right, do you want to know the best thing about it? The AI settings was set to 0.
Yeah. Welshie was sat there, he was like... Well, she was like, I gotta go. Next thing you know, we put the AI in, he comes back, we're all like really stuck behind him, and he goes, sorry guys, I had to put the AI in and I needed a wee.
Brilliant.
We in the car.
Brilliant. Don't worry, the AI settings will be higher for those at the Nordschleife who can't do the full 24 hours. The AI settings will be higher. I think we'll be working on the pace sort of difference, because the AI will be set to be just a bit slower than the pace of other people. So if Kelly's doing 209s, and let's say that Bozzy Boy and others are doing 209s slowest, then we'll make it so they're doing about
209s.
So I wish I'd be doing a 209.
Sorry, 8 minute 9. 9 minute 9? 9 minute?
Yeah, 9 minutes.
You're doing 9 minutes. Yeah, I knew there was a 9 in there. There was a 9 in there.
Kelly's doing 9s. Yeah, definitely doing 9s.
Yeah.
If Team
There's
Prolapse
a 9
was
in there somewhere.
Here's my views too. Team Prolapse in the chat says if Team Prolapse was in this, it would still be a full grid. You say that, but Dan's not there, and Dan's Team Prolapse. Dan messed up.
I'm still in it.
Dan Dan did the big boo boo and was leading and messed up.
Well, I tried to show off and did a boo boo. But I'm still here. I'm still in this.
Still here, representing.
I'm not like the rest of them that disappeared.
Yeah,
I think the car's still in the pits.
Now, Dan, was you in the party with everybody?
Yeah.
What was Mazda and Gary's reaction when they ran out of fuel on the first stint?
Mazda's like, I'm done and I'm going to do some testing for the Nordschleife, and Gary was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And then I still can't believe. I thought, oh great, I'm going to have Mazda and at the start I thought it was going to be me and Mazda would just disappear and then carry on from there. And next thing you know, they both go into pits, and well, they go to the pits, and they didn't even get near the pit lane, and they're out of fuel. Yeah. And then Gary's like, "Someone give me a push! Someone give me a push!" They gave him a push, and they got stuck and got retired instead.
Yeah, it was funny. It was we found it quite hilarious on the stream. And then you had that bit of a fight with Sutty after he'd made a few mistakes, and he sped in the pits and got disqualified.
Sutty and Welshie, they're not my favourite fans at the minute.
Oh, okay.
Welshie put me in the wall.
Ah, right.
And so did Sutty.
Oh, brilliant.
As I come up to lap them, they both put me in the wall. And then Sutty gave me big damage, and I lost loads of draft as well. So I was like, great.
Oh,
thanks, guys.
Mega. Cheers, boys. Monkey Boy, though, 6 laps from the end here, so he's just in front of Daniel Francis, who's on board Daniel Francis. So Monkey Boy looks like he's going to inherit this one, makes his way up to the Pro for Season 3 after winning the Pro-Am Season 2 chapter. What can he do next season against the likes of Dan on the grid? In the Mercedes-Benz, that one is confirmed. They're coming up to lap, I do believe that's Peaceful. They're lapping yet again here. Or drafting, lapping. Oh, here we go. It's Daniel Francis and Peaceful Explosion slowing down again. Flashbacks for unorthodox here.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Monkey Boy goes through. Rabbit Joe's only 22 seconds off the back of Daniel Francis, but I've got a feeling within the next 4 and a bit laps he's going to run out of time.
Yeah, he's still in the 48s as well. You know, still hasn't managed to sort his tyre problem out and get that car moving quickly. So he's still in the 48s. Just watching in the chat, the usual predictable handbags between Champ and Prolapse. What is the issue with all these guys? I do hope that it is just friendly banter and we're all sim friends.
I'll tell you the issue. I'll tell you the issue, and I don't know what the issue is.
Could you please?
The issue is it's like Matt Neal and Plato. One dislikes the other dislikes him back. That's my take on it. Dan will tell you the actual reason.
Well, we're gonna just say the splash and dash at Motive Racing is enough for me to say. Basically,
what happened at the splash and dash?
Oh, right. Yeah, I commentated on that with Andy.
Yeah, Matt roughly knows what's going on. Basically, Champ robbed the money and ran away with the money and left Pro Laps scratching their heads because he took them out.
All right, okay.
And funny enough, it's at this circuit.
Yes, the Daytona Oval as well, wasn't it? Not just the road course; it was the oval course.
DJ Phil, look out!
He turned right on a left oval, which makes sense.
Okay.
So,
Monkey Boy in front of Daniel Francis here on track at the moment. He's coming round to start the lap 198 in just a moment's time, and
I feel you boys. This must have been an absolute torture for you two.
Do you know something, Dan?
No.
The first 80 laps, when you three was all having a little tussle, and then there was sort of a battle between Dan and Rabbit Joe and that Bozzy Boy and Fury. Was all I wondered where Monkey Boy had gone, and you've changed to him. Was all sort of there was you three at the front battling on track, then the four behind was sort of battling within different, because it was all on a different strategy, and it was interesting. The minute you missed the pits, then the minute that Monkey Boy got tapped by Fury, then the minute Peaceful hit that Bozzy Boy, it just ended up being Fury went, that Bozzy Boy went, so that ruined that battle. You'd missed the pits, which kind of ruined
Welshie
it.
For that one. Blame Welshie for that one. He basically, I said that I need to pit, so he's like, I'm not moving from the low line. Like, you're gonna have to go around. I'm like, well, no, like, get out of the way. I need the low line. He's like, no, I'm staying here. And I'm like,
what was that accent, by the way? Because that wasn't
I was going to say, what was that? What was he all of a sudden Cockney, was it?
I don't know. Anyway, he wouldn't move, so then I had to try and go around the outside before the pit lane. I managed to get there and then missed my braking by a mile. And then I was like, I'm not going to make the pits this way. I'm not going to get DQ'd this way. So I just decided to go over the grass. Plus I had like 1.5 litres.
Yeah, you was never doing another lap.
I was like, nope.
I tell you what, everybody's turned up now. Email guys in, because Champ stole a Motive in a £100 event after taking Team Prolapse member out. That's what Dan's just said. I see Champ mentioning me without being here. Well, I've arrived now. You'll be pleased to know what happened to Dan. Dan tried to let Monkey Boy catch him and cocked up Andy. That's what he did. Dear Lord, everyone showed up now. Sped in the pits, I think. Your ears must have been burning, Andy. Oh, Neil. I'm making a lot of enemies now, aren't I? Darren Porter, I presume he's a Prolapse member, because there's a heck of a lot of rainbows there. You never stopped, says Evo Scotsman. Andrew Clegg, laughing faces. And it's a party chat now. We've all turned up. You've all turned up, but it's the final lap of the race. Champ versus the world. Bring it on, everyone. Kelly, it's the final lap of the race, and Monkey Boy's going to take this one.
I know. Where did all that go? Dan was saying it must have been torture for time with Matt is never torture. That's for certain sure. Do you know what I mean? And 200 laps has absolutely flown by. But we have had some good action here this evening. Probably not the kind of finish that we were looking for, but we've certainly had some action, and we certainly have a winner.
We do have a winner
in Monkey Boy.
Yeah, Monkey Boy taking the race win. Peaceful Explosion will cross the line in second. He's coming to cross the line now. Then, what a shame for him. What a shame for Dan as well. It could have been such an interesting race.
For sure.
Just a bit of confirmation before Daniel Francis gets to the line. A message from Kieran can confirm that him and Fury are running the AMG Mercedes under the Forever Forward name, liveries and numbers to be confirmed. So there's the second team to be confirmed for the Pro-Am. That one I knew the members, but it's now officially been confirmed. So that one I know. Yes.
He's doing donuts.
Brilliant to see as Daniel Francis crosses the line in P3. You know this was going to be a night race at one stage?
That would have been great.
Yes, stickers on the car. Monkey Boy wins the race from Peaceful Explosion. Daniel Francis will take a podium with Rabbit Joe struggling in P3. DJ Phil gets 5th with Welshie 6th. Dan 7th, DQ'd after 175. Look, you nearly beat Welshie in terms of the number of laps, Dan. Look at that. His Peaceful Explosion gets the fastest lap of the race. Dan nearly came away with a P6 for being disqualified. That would have been absolutely fantastic. Right, so next event, next Friday. Bring it on. Cancer Research 24 Hour around the Nordschleife. Are we looking forward to it?
We certainly are, and in memory of Sabine Schmidt, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be hard going. It's going to be tiring, but it's also going to be entertaining. So please do dip in and out and join us for that one. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it.
Dan, yourself?
Doesn't sound it to me. That doesn't sound like he's looking forward to me.
I am. Yeah, I am.
I always look forward to a 24-hour race. Not as long as I ain't got the headset on while I'm asleep, then we'll be all good. And Nordschleifer is going to be hard work.
Hard work.
And Dan, what night does it start on?
It's Friday then.
It's Saturday, Sunday. What? That's all we've got time for tonight, though, ladies and gentlemen.
A very long 24 hours.
It's going to be a fantastic 24 hours. That's all we've got time for, though, this week here at Simplay Motorsport. Check us out on Motive Racing tomorrow night for the Formula 1 round Singapore. That's going to be hell. There'll only be about 4 finishers.
Sunday night touring car.
Sunday night touring cars. Sweet and sticky. No, it's not. It's not this week. It's not this week. No, sweet and sticky this week. Double length. ACC event.
Double round.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll be back a week on Sunday. 24 hours of the Nordschleife Combine next week for Cancer Research UK in honour of Sabine Schmitz. Join us live again. Details will be posted this weekend at latest of Monday on Facebook page and Instagram, so keep your eyes out for that one. Keep your eyes out for the donation page, and let's try and raise as much money as we can. Guys, pleasure for you to join us. Dan Kelly, Sticky, honour as always to see you in the commentary box.
Thank you, mate. Been a pleasure, absolute pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody who's watching and all the comments. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all the likes and new subscribers. We'll catch you next week from all of us out here at Simplay Motorsport. Take care and good night.
Calling to say I